Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of our game, Icewind Dale, episode 8. We are. Why have I just forgotten our name?
Worldshaper Games.
Worldshaper Games, yes. The mind goes blank occasionally. That is who we are. That is our channel.
Also, rocking a new template today. Just thought we'd test something out for a little bit of funsies. Obviously, do let us know what you think in the comment section, whether you think it's better, worse, or maybe you've got your own thoughts or suggestions.
Yeah, any suggestions, thoughts are good. We will be playing, of course, Roll20 as always. So you can watch the maps flick by, and these guys get into all sorts of situations.
Which campaign are we playing?
Which campaign are we playing? We're playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden.
Hey,
we're sponsored by Doritos Stacks.
The rest of the crap on Levi's desk.
Yeah.
Ignore the monster.
Also,
cover the branding names.
Greg, you used a artist, don't you? If you'd like to tell us about him for 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I've shouted him out, but I'll do it properly at the start of the session this time. Thank you very much to Miguel C. For the art, for Denderoliath, my dragon spirit. So this time, I'm terrible with remembering, but he's awesome. Check his stuff out, and he will be linked in the description below.
Excellent. What we normally do here is we go around and we introduce our characters, do a light introducing, and then one of us will tell us what happened. We'll do a recap on last time. So, Jack, if you would like to take it away.
As standard.
Every time.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jack. I also known as Don Hayes. I am playing the character Amelia. She is a rogue from Waterdeep. Essentially, she's come over to Icewind Dale because there are missing caravans, and she is investigating what is going on. She also wants to create her own adventure and step out of her father's shadow, who is one of the heroes of Waterdeep from our last campaign. And that is Amelia.
Excellent. We'll go with you, Dave, because now you've got the cat.
Whoa, so unusual. Cool. I play Quinn Fairkettle. I am a halfling. I am a Twilight Cleric, a Shantae, T, because Jane
Get the cat away from the microphone.
What about agriculture?
We can't hear you, Captain.
Oh no! Hear you, Captain. I'm for Waterdeep, but now I live in the 10 towns in Goodmead. And that's where we are right now.
With all the bees.
Yeah.
How about you, Levi?
Hi, I'm Levi, aka Killjoy, from the engineering bay. I'm choking.
He's dying. Maybe we should be just sponsored by them.
Yeah, I play Cassius von Deuce, who is a half-elf from Neverwinter, and he is essentially a character that is off looking for adventure and very intrigued in what's going on in the world, and he's happened to team up with these retrobates, whatever the word is. And
I'd say, you sure?
I can't remember the right word. And he's tagging along and is helping out, and basically he's like the dad of the group. Really, he's the one. It's like, come on, guys, team hug, all that cool stuff.
No, I think it's Quinn, isn't it?
I'm the mum of
Queen's
the group.
the mum.
You're
yeah.
not the dad.
Mummy Fairkettle.
Quinn and claiming like, oh, I'm the dad of the group. Oh, I'm the mother of the group. It's like, I've known you for 2 days, motherfucker. What the fuck? You're not my mum.
It's more like 3 days, but yeah, so his whole.
What are you talking about?
His whole thing is he's
older than you.
He's here to help out and
I mean, relatively
keep the peace. He's very much like that. So that's Cassius.
Excellent. How about you, Greg?
I'm Greg. My character is Zufira. She's a dwarf ranger. She's kind of the only native of the land. Basically, in West Icewind Dale, I was born and raised. In the tundra is sort of where I spent most of my days, chilling out, tracking, relaxing, all pretty, and all shooting some game outside of the city. When a big lynch mob that was up to no good started hunting Dende out in Lonelywood. I couldn't save the dragon, and I fell to despair. I said I'm moving through the mountains to Neverwinter. I pulled up to the range with a satchel and pack, and I yelled to 10 towns, I'm never coming back! Till an avalanche foiled my southward venture, and I returned to the towns, a dwarf of adventure.
Nice.
It's amazing. If we give you inspiration point just for that.
I wrote that before the events, like literally the next day, events occurred, and I was like, oh man, that's bad timing for Will Smith.
Oh.
That was nice there, John. Nicely done.
Yeah.
John?
I thought to start with, I thought you said born and raised, so I was like, oh, John Mayer, and then didn't realise you were doing
What?
Prince of Bel Air.
What?
So
How?
I've never seen Fresh Prince of Bel Air, so
It's such a random.
How?
It's not lived.
Okay.
Okay.
TRL.
So,
I've
with all
seen Men in
those
Black.
little introductions out of the way,
See Men in Black.
Men in Black, Cat in Black. Dave, if you would like to give us a summary
yeah.
of what happened. Now, you tend to do this in a very different way. You do it from your character's perspective, which is quite interesting to listen to.
Oh, Levi's getting undressed.
It's fucking boiling in here.
Feeling nervous.
You have to
Oh,
hear
Open the window.
Like, show off these amazing pajamas, bottoms.
Yeah, good pajama.
You know what? Can't be fucked to be in trousers right now.
Love the
All right. So the session all began with us opening the coffin. So we carried on exploring the house of what they called the giant
Verbeeg.
Verbeeg.
So we looked there. We found a coffin. Quinn was like, "Nah, don't like the idea of grave robbing." Everyone else was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be fun." So they all opened up the coffin lid.
By everyone else, you mean Saphira?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, we hope.
I mean, we took the top off just to see if what we were looking for was in there, but no.
Yeah, then Sophia was like, "Hey, I've got an orb and I've got a wand. This is great." And I was like, "Nah, pretty sus. I'd leave that alone."
Even her dragon was like, hey, Zufira, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, that's my next note. Then they agreed with me. And then we did a little bit more exploring. We found a statue of Sylvanas under the ice. That was all kind of like cool because I like nature. There more fertility than I am wild nature. But I respect Sylvanas. We found the skeleton of a humanoid, small humanoid creature in where the bears slept. So we didn't know if it was like a halfling or a dwarf or like a gnome or something. But there was like a small human like skeleton, which I felt kind of bad about, but we kind of skipped over it. But we found no demon within the Verbal's caves. So then we told him that we couldn't find anything. Then we asked if we could stay the night, and he was like, "Nah, I got a hot date." We went, "Fine, we'll leave."
Yeah.
So we all left with most of the ale, but we traded one of the casks for some sheep. So we took the
5,
sheep
I
with
think.
us. Yeah.
The shop.
So we had to like work out a way of like fixing the wagon so we could like drag it ourselves with like the sheep behind us. So we did all that. We had a very slow grind taking it back to Goodmead because we were dragging it rather than horses during like open forest. We saw Bobo's missus. She had one of the
Dog.
black rocks in her like basket.
Oh yes.
The Chardin.
Shardlin.
Yeah.
And then we were like, Quinn was like, "Nah." I was like, "Your boyfriend's a crook. Should be dead." She didn't take it very well. Toda, if you carry on worshipping the Frostmaiden, you're gonna have to talk to me because that cult is bad news, and Shantae is the way forward in life. So then the rest of the group were like, "Nah, just leave it." And I was like, "Nah, she's evil." But then anyway, we went back to Goodmead.
Ross.
We saw some lights in the forest. And Amelia was like, "Hey, let's go and look at those like god rays going through the forest at night." Whereas Sophia and Quinn were like, "That seems like a bad idea. We've heard tell of the Frostmaiden like appearing at night, and like
That's why I was doing
the light is like
Yeah.
a bad thing."
So
we
it's
were
like 1 in the
"Right."
morning, and you see some weird lights moving through the forest. In reality, what you do is you piss yourself and you run. You don't move
I
towards
thought
it.
I'd make it like every other TV show and film ever. and follow the lights and get killed. Because what's not to like?
Yeah, so then we got back, we went to bed. Quinn went back to her room inside the tavern, whereas you guys slept in the common room. We made like a little pen for the sheep in the corner.
I slept next to the sheep because they were comfortable.
Yeah. Amelia
Using
didn't
pillows.
sleep very well because of the, I guess, stress, tiredness, seeing weird god stuff going on. And also, Sophia did not sleep well, but that's more because of cursey stuff. Which brings us on to our next day.
The woman that we unearthed.
Yeah, that the tribally person. So I came down all good moods. The rest of the people that I work with, which I'm not just going to scroll up to find their names, like I'm what I called
Like Grant Holmes and
Grant Holmes and Night Stout. Yeah, so they were making like breakfast and eggs in the morning. I was feeling pretty good. I came down, everyone was really tired and feeling bad. Talked about the curse stuff with Sophia, and Amelia and Cassius were like, we will help out if you need us, but we're going to chill today. So I took Sophia to talk to the cleric running the temple of the Flaming Sword.
This is 3rd of June, I believe, yeah.
Yeah. So we took him over and I was like, hey, dude, can you help out my friend? I think she's cursed. So we went to the back room and talked about the curse. He suggested that, like, taking it back to the place, the burial ground, should get rid of the curse.
Yep.
So then we went back to the tavern, assembled the party. Everyone was like, yeah, we'll go and help Sophia. So we all went back. We dumped the stuff back in the tomb stealthily. So I think me and Cassius waited outside.
Yeah.
So you guys stealthed in. I think you tried to take the Chardlid and like fucked up your roll, Sophia.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
You got like a 1 or something. So they nearly, Then they rescued us by making a diversion so you guys could escape. And then we ran back. Then I was clericing, Cassius was doing army drills. Everyone was kind of like resting. And then Olivius? What's her name?
Livias.
Olivia.
Liviesa, yeah.
Yeah.
Olivessa.
She came over to us when we're chilling in the tavern, having a drink in the evening. She was like, hey, Quinn, you should run for speaker. Quinn was like, I don't know if I got the time for that. I got to do a quest. I'm on a hero's journey. She was like, oh, but we don't want that dwarf to get the job. The dwarf that we don't know who does like tree chopping or stuff. He lives on the outskirts. We don't want that dwarf in.
Froth.
And I didn't
SHANDAR.
know the dwarf. Yeah, Froth. Yeah, I didn't know him particularly from my time living in Goodmead. And neither did anyone else, but they're all really afraid that he's going to win. So I think we ended with us being like, we should go and find this dwarf and like talk to him. Because my Quinn kind of wants to stay until the burial's all done with the former speaker and until the election, which I think is like a day away, 2 days away. Where we are, something like that.
So this would be day 3.
Day 5 in the big East Haven house. Not
hold
East
on.
Haven.
Get calendar. What would June? So if I'm correct, this is this is the morning. Sorry.
Oh, I think we ended it on that night. But I think we're all going.
Said it's Thursday today after waking up with curse. So it would be the night of Thursday. Election will happen on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where we left it. Top of Sunday night, then.
It's
where we left
also-
it. Okay,
I
know
think
where
we're
are
all
now.
just planning to go to bed, but I think that's where we ended.
There's 2, I guess, minor things worth bringing up. One, Sophia tried to sense the demon and ended up sensing a dragon overhead, which happened.
yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck? So
Mostly we confirmed that there wasn't a demon within even a mile.
yeah, so that
6
happened.
miles.
And after Sophia I think it was Sophia that grabbed the Chardlin and we ran away. Cassius essentially lost his temper because he was sick of us just like basically just like stealing shit from other people when they haven't done anything wrong. So like for him, the like
Stupid reasoning.
his like I guess quest now is to find out and research more about Childling, because he's like, I think for his point of view, he's like, well, if we know it's like if we know what the issue is with it, like we can justify our actions. But right now, he's like, I feel like we're just taking this stuff away and fucking with people's lives, and we don't have a good reason to. So he wants to actually confirm what this is, what properties it has, and what the issues with it. So he's kind of like now like ready to move on to the bigger cities to try and find information about it.
It's so going to be Headless Horseman, isn't it? You're like, there's no such thing as witches and curses and ghosts and stuff like that. And then it's be like a day later, it's like, it's all real. It's coming to kill me.
That's Zufira. Zufira's the one who's like, gods are no big deal. Don't worry about it. And she has a fucking dragon spirit following her around.
Yeah. It's like my own personal character growth. Like he's not one to like fuck with people, but now that like we know that this is an issue, he's like, all right, if we're going to justify these actions, I want like actual proof and information. So for him, he's like, all right, okay, I'll stick with you on this, but we need to find out about this stuff because otherwise I condone all of this basically. So that's kind of where he's at. And like you said, he was helping train the people in the town. You know, with
Zufira notices Cassius trying to like hit on her and win her over, but she's keeping her distance for now. This is like, he's too young.
You're too short for me.
Damn.
He's too young and just too green in the face. Maybe a few more years, buddy.
You're too short. You're too short, and you have a beard. That's just not right.
The negs don't work on me, buddy.
Okay.
I'm the shortest in the group.
God, you're so short, Sabira. So short.
I'm 3'3". I'm a meter tall.
Who said that?
Me.
He's actually pretty tall for a dwarf. I wrote down somewhere. She's like,
he's not tall.
I am.
You are.
Yeah, I'm above average for a
4'7".
halfling woman. I'll have you know. I am tall for a
4'7".
halfling woman.
Yeah, too short for me.
I could be the tallest one in the group.
No.
But you're not.
Proportionally, based on race.
Maybe.
Based on I see. You've got small man syndrome. I see how.
Do we have heights for Cassius and Amelia?
Yeah, I'll give you my height.
7 foot. 8 foot tall. Cassius is a weirdly
Pretty sure mine is 5 foot something.
5 foot. Oh, proportionally, Sophia's definitely taller than you.
I am 5'10".
I think Amelia was 5'4".
All right.
Okay.
You might be the tallest.
Important lore information here.
Yeah.
Phil's trying to start the session. We're like, listen, we're trying to do something important here, Phil.
Yeah, this is way more important.
Yeah. No, just.
So the session begins with us with like a ruler, like marking our heights on the wall.
I like to think this is in character in the pub. Someone's decided this has to be done, like last thing at night after they've had a few drinks.
Pour one out, lads. Pour one out.
Okay.
You've maybe marked lines on the toilets of how high we are.
Why toilets?
Well, in the toilet lavatory. If we're in an inn,
Cassius can't come in.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, we go with the Cassius. Like, nah, you're not a part of this.
Just a wall in the tavern.
With that recap done, we'll jump in.
Yes, let's jump in.
Because now I've got what I need to do sorted. So
level up,
yes,
right?
you all not yet.
Twice, right?
So yeah, now you've gone to bed, and that's where we left it. And now you wake up on the the Friday, right?
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, because it's Thursday the day before. Yeah.
I'll be honest.
It is Friday morning, and you wake up.
Unless anything happens, I think I'm happy to time skip till Sunday.
I've got stuff.
I think we were going to find out a little bit of information, weren't we? I'm pretty sure we were going to spend like the days leading up to the thing.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Completely. Yeah, Froth we definitely need to do as like an in-game thing.
Yep.
A little bit of a spy and.
I'm sharing room with Quinn, right?
Yeah, you're in my room.
Where did Goodmead go?
Goodmead.
Oh, sorry, just finding the map. And copy your token.
It's warm beer.
How dare you? Finest of beer.
So yes, it is. You wake up as normal.
Leaf lover special.
You were, from what I remember, you were given rooms up above the hall. So now, depending on how you guys are sleeping, if whatever the room allocation is there for you for, you make your way down into the mead hall for the morning's food. You can obviously see there's lots of bees buzzing around doing their work. Grant Holmes is about, and so is Night Stout, and they are clearly into the morning routine of the distillery, like making honey, sorting out barrels, shifting barrels, and things like that.
Feeding the bees.
What would you like to do today?
Kill the bees.
I guess froth is the main thing Quinn wants to do. Because the
Yeah.
funeral's not today, so...
Funeral is tomorrow.
Yeah, so all I've got to do today really is talk to Froth and be like, why do you want to be the speaker of my town?
Amelia will probably assist Quinn. It's probably more her expertise.
I'll probably go just to be the muscle.
God. I'm way more hench than you are.
You're not as strong as me, though.
Curious enough to go along. She'll probably get Dende vanished for this. So, Dende's just not anymore. He swirls up into a kind of swirl of powder snow and kind of back into Zufira.
Oh, I thought you were going
to still hear him though.
Yeah.
You should turn him into a hat. So when he's like wants to be like, he's just your hat. And then when you need him, he
can't say that in character.
No, that's not what my character's saying. But like the idea that he turns into a hat.
I was thinking of various things that could happen, but
yeah.
I think if anything, the moment he goes back into Zufira, you just see a flash of like white blue eyes with that slit in her eyes for just a second before it fades back to hers.
I'll never get used to this.
Yeah. So you're going out to find SHANDAR Froth, which is the
wood chums, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got chums around. There is a residence that he lives in with his chums.
Chums. Buddies.
Yeah, with his buddies. You could probably pick up on the fact that they all seem to like him. They back him for whatever their reasons and things like that. Yeah. Do all of you go to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just start.
Let's see why not.
Okay. So you have your breakfast. There you go. And you go out. And it's still dark outside and everything like that. It doesn't lighten up until about 10 o'clock-ish. So you go out and you see there are people milling about. There are small groups of people discussing various activities they need to do throughout the day. You pick up on the fleeting discussions of new places to hunt, the fact that they're finding it harder to get through the ice. They need to keep on drilling all the time just to get through. Their boats are stuck. The mead is still good. Everything is going correctly there. The elections, some people are not sure what to pick, who to pick. There seems to be a split between the dwarf and the
Olivia
that you met. That she came up and spoke to you yesterday. So the town is still very much divided, and something will need to be done to sway them either which way. Did you manage to get the location? Do you think you managed to get the location of where he lives?
We're talking to people. I can't.
I assume we ask directions before we wander off in a random direction.
Well,
also,
that will be.
People are probably going to talk to Quinn because she's lived here for a very long time.
Hell yeah, I run this place. Not officially.
I think Olivessa told us vaguely where he lived.
I think it's just like the woods or like a lumber camp or something?
It'd just be like on one of
Mining
the
camp.
outskirts kind of buildings, I think.
We'll just set fire to his house. It'd be fine.
So as you
Murder him.
So you go over it and you start to approach the house, and this looks like a fairly decent house. It's got a lean-to with it. Like one of those like porch slopes that come off the side. It's
Oh,
got loads of logs that are just stacked up
Oh.
along there.
Sounds amazing.
There are like axes, like old rusty axes that have been left around, and a few workbenches, and things like that. And you can see two people that are just chopping logs at the moment outside. One looks like a younger man in his 20s, short black hair, sort of decent features, as it were. He's just wearing commoner's clothing, but he looks like they're all dressed for winter, obviously, but more like robust clothes for working outside. And that goes the same as the man working next to him as well, in his like mid-30s. But he's taller than the younger man, and he's giving him like direction on the best way to cut wood, essentially. Watching the lay of the grain and which way best to split logs. So you can see those two working off to the side, near the lean-to. You can't see anybody else. There is smoke coming from the chimney, so there appear to be more people inside, if anything. But this is the residence where they all live.
cool. I guess I take the lead. Unless anyone has a strong desire to be the
No, I mean, it
conversation
makes sense
starter.
because you're probably going to know these people, or at least they'll know who you are.
Yeah.
If nothing else. So
I guess I walk up to the guys chopping wood.
Yeah.
And go, good morning. I am Quinn Fairkettle. I work in the mead hall. I was wondering if I could talk to SHANDAR FROTH.
yes,
Yeah, that's the right name. About his, would you say, bid to be elected?
candidacy,
It's campaigning to be
Yeah.
elected speaker. That sounds good.
He listens to you and then goes, you want to do you want to back him?
It's like, I don't know him so well. I know of him, but never had a proper conversation. I would like to get to know the guy, see how he is in person, if he is available.
Sure. Well, let me tell you, he's quite a decent guy. I believe he's inside at the moment, just putting something together for us. So I can go and get him if you like.
Yeah. Say thank you very much.
And we knock him out.
We kidnap him, tie him up,
Give
put him
him
in the
rock forever.
shader.
Inside check. Is he the Frostmaiden? No.
Plot twist.
So yeah, he puts down his little hatchet, as it were, and he goes in.
take the
And a
hat
few
down.
moments pass, and
Take his
the
hatchet.
younger
Take his
lad looks at you all, eyes you all up, but doesn't say anything. If anything, he seems, a bit intimidated by
Should
all
be.
of you.
I mean, we are pretty badass in armor.
We'll
and
put our hands in the
weapons.
middle and be like, do a Power Rangers thing. We're like, yeah,
But not you, kid.
yeah, not you.
Not me. I don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
No, so-
See,
I mean,
see,
I'd like
your hands like.
in character.
Draw a
In character, I like nod to him,
Yeah.
but like, yeah,
I'm stood there silently watching and listening.
I don't have much to
Yeah.
say to the kid.
That's fine.
I'm here to
He's-
talk
he's
to the
just,
boss.
like, he carries on. So yes, then you can see Shandar comes out.
Mhm.
The other one does not come out, though. He
Ooh.
appears to have stayed inside. And Shandar, he's essentially a shield dwarf that few of you would have seen before, but he is your, short, stocky,
Hmm.
quite muscly. He's got like a beard with two of the. Oh, I've got me like
Tassels.
Braids.
two of the like beard
Braids.
rings kind
Yeah,
of
in
thing.
the
on
braid.
those kind of things. two of those plaited sort of thing. He's got his cold weather gear on, so the woolly hat that comes down and flaps there,
You shanker.
all that sort of stuff. And he just like comes out and marches up to you.
Yeah,
says,
Is he Scottish?
as he
Can't do that.
Island.
as he approaches, I just do the same thing again. Like, hi, I'm Quinn Fairkettle. I work in the mead hall. Here you're stepping forward to become a new speaker. I was wondering if I could talk to you and see what your plans are for good mead. Something along those lines.
It's like, I've heard about, I've heard about who you are, and I'm surprised that I've heard that Olivessa has come over and spoken to you already, and you're who even are you? I don't think you've been around here long enough to be put forth for town speaker.
Oh, I kind of want to rugby tackle him.
He's very stern about this.
Now look here.
So, yeah, I mean, no, it's okay. I say, I haven't put my name forward to be speaker. I just wanted to see what kind of man you are. I just want to know what your plans are for this town.
I am what's best for this town. I have many plans that would see this town to a better future. You'll have to come tomorrow. You would have to come when the elections are happening to hear my full report on what I will be able to offer. But I personally think that you are what what kind of weight do you individuals have anyway? Are you going to back Olivessa? Because I don't think you can.
Can I intimidate this guy to just tell us his whole what his thing is? Because we've come here to speak to him. He's clearly rude, and I'm just like,
He's acting very standoffish. That's for sure.
yeah. I'm gonna attempt to intimidate him. I think while he's saying all this stuff, I'm gonna say to him. I'll say it first, and then I'll just be like, "We didn't come all this way to have you act like a complete dork, right? We're looking to find out if you're actually good for this town. So either tell us now, or we'll just extract the information from you another way." I'll just roll an intimidation.
Yeah, Quinn's making
that.
Quinn's making that snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
called him a dork.
at you, but can see that it's just hollow words.
All right.
He goes on to say, I've not seen any of you around here except for you. And he points towards, obviously, Quinn there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who the rest of you are. And quite frankly, I don't think I like the look of you all, to be honest. And, why would you even have any stake in Goodmead's future?
Guess I to try and stop this. Cassius would put his foot in it again.
I'm thinking right now.
As I say, these are my friends. They helped us to retrieve the bodies of our lost militia. They helped us to retrieve the ale, the mead that was stolen from our town by the verbals. They've done more than I could ask them to for a good mead. I don't believe you should assume the worst of our friends from other towns.
He's like, "Pah, simple tasks. Give me an axe. I would have been able to do this in no time."
Then why didn't you? Why didn't you stand up for your town that you
Why didn't I?
seem to clearly think you're best for? Why did we have to save the town from the Verbergs? Why didn't you step up to the plate?
See him thinking for a moment, and then go, "Well, I'm sure I'm strong enough to be able to, but I need I need at least some backing, at least I suppose. I needed all of my men, all of my friends to be in good working order, and unfortunately they weren't. So time was against us. But of course, then you all showed up, and you've I just
Done
don't
what
like.
you could not. It's
I don't.
it's interesting. You say that we are, essentially needed, is what you've pretty much just said there. So perhaps you do need our backing after all. Perhaps you are not the one-man army that you think you are.
Mm.
We are here to put our weight, shall we say, behind who we think is right for this town. All we ask is that you give us some sort of information or inkling as to why you are the right person. So far, all you've done is insult us and tell us we're not useful. So, as far as we can see, of course Olivess is going to get our vote. Convince me otherwise. And I'm happy to roll a charisma check.
1v1 me.
Yeah, go for it.
Just out of curiosity,
This is persuasion, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not intimidating him. I'm just literally saying it as it is.
out of curiosity, who's got the highest strength? I 15.
Mine's 14. So yours plus
that's
2 though,
persuasion.
still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
so
gonna-
me and you are both plus 2.
Yeah, I was going to arm
Modifier.
wrestle this fucker.
Yeah.
Not the best 11. Sounded better than it was.
Yeah. He goes, "Well, let me tell you, if you come along to the election on Sunday, you'll be able to see why. I've got my whole speech lined up.
That's ominous as
I've
fuck.
got-
Yeah.
I've got plenty of people backing me anyway. I'm pretty sure 4 more people won't go amiss. So, I don't know, feel free to turn up if you must. But I'm pretty sure I've got this election already in the bag."
I guess Quinn's kind of done.
Yeah. And
I
he's
think
like,
Quinn's just say I believe our advice to the good sir is falling on deaf ears. I suggest we go and make the most of our day somewhere else.
Indeed. We know where we are not wanted, so we bid you adieu.
Yeah, I was going to do some really dumb shit, but I just don't. I think I would be doing it for the sake of it. So yeah.
Nah, Quinn doesn't want to make anything worse.
Yeah. There's no point starting a fight with this guy now.
Nah, not yet.
nah, he kind of
Not
he,
until we have evidence
Yeah,
or something. Yeah.
he kind of snorts a bit in a kind of thing. Turns on his heels and just goes to walk back inside.
Can I throw a snowball at his door?
You can see him yeah. He goes to walk back inside. And, yeah, the door closes behind him, and then you're standing outside outside the house. That lad is still there, but he's standing there looking very awkward at this point, and looks like he's making moves to go round the back of the house.
Probably just chuck a snowball at his door.
Oh, okay.
You
That's
wanna-
kind of ruining what I was trying to do.
No, go on. You do what you're doing. Fine.
I was going to say, boy, what is your name?
My name's Jace.
I say, well, Jace, it seems like your leader is a bit lacking in etiquette and decorum. I hope you don't put too much stock in men like him. It usually leads to a bad end.
I think he's fine. I think you just caught him off guard and at a bad time. He's got a lot going on in this election. Is it's heavy. We're all
Do you
suffering
know?
now.
So, do you know any more about what he's planning to do?
Uh, he would like to take. He would like to get the fishing back on track. He's got some ideas on
Good
like how
plan.
to. Yeah, he's got some ideas on like how to get the knuckle-headed trout a bit better, and how to thaw out our boats, uh,
These are
so that
good
we can go out and
suggestions.
fish.
These are
He
good
has,
suggestions. We can't live on mead alone,
no,
as much as I would like that.
he would like to try and repair houses a bit better and do general repair work and start focusing on various corners of the town. So
Good.
he's got some good ideas.
I approve. They all sound very fair. Say,
Yeah.
well, if you hear any more before the election, I have a gold piece for you if you hear anything from him. I am staying within the mead hall,
He
as you
looks at it.
probably
And he's
know
like,
already.
yeah, yeah, okay. I can do that.
Yeah, that's all I say. Let him carry on chopping.
All right. Yeah, he carries on, like gets another log and puts it on and like tries to line up.
Yeah, sweet. I guess we go to like a little bit down the road and go like, well, I'm planning to go back to the mead hall and study the Chardlin some more. Now I got some time on my hands. I don't know what you people plan to do.
Cassius is definitely like, I am in for this. I wish to know more on it. The sooner the better.
I feel like I'll try and find some more during the funeral. I reckon that'll be my good chance for me to talk to the townspeople. But I don't think I can do much more today.
Yeah. Just give me a run through of like what you want to do and I'll flesh it out.
Zafira will say, I am not one for politics usually. I would normally bother to vote either way, but I think he has just convinced me to vote for well, are you still not planning to run, Quinn?
If there's no option that I agree with, I might have to run myself. It is complicated with the mission we've set ourselves on, but I'd rather this town be led by a competent person than be led by a fool.
Perhaps we should
Well-
find out what Olivessa wants to do with the town. I
Hmm.
don't believe she even gave us any inkling as to
Good
what
plan.
her plans were, other than to give the reins to you.
I'm not
talk
going
to
to
her.
help much with your campaign, but if you need any other assistance, you've helped me with my curse and much more besides. If you need me to tail the man or do anything involving subterfuge, just give me the nod.
Yeah,
Hey.
I feel there's something this gentleman has been hiding.
Otherwise, I'll be
Something
stepping
doesn't
back.
add up. There's unprovoked aggressiveness gives me cause for concern.
I am curious. He is no mage. He is no cleric. I don't really understand how a man of his means is planning to unfreeze the lake or planning to rebuild this place amidst its problems at the moment.
That alone is cause for
You what? I
suspicion.
can do one thing. Just for Dendi, would you give me a ping, please? Let me know, that sense thing. Can we do that, please? And she's using primordial,
Oh, yeah.
primeval awareness to just see if within a mile or within 6 miles in the Arctic, any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead. Just for fun.
Look at him thinking, oh no.
They're everywhere.
He's
I was
reaching out. Don't
trying-
interrupt his focus.
Hold on,
In-
go. Put
The
put
entire
thing in
town are inferno.
No.
Yeah, everyone. Put the thing in chat again, would you?
Yep.
Put in our roll chat. Okay, so let me go through my mind of what's out there. Mile of you, blah blah blah.
You don't have to tell
Aberration.
me like where they are, just that I sense them at all. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
tell you the
know.
directions. to them.
Aberrations, no. Celestials, definitely not. Dragons. Dragons an interesting one. But no. Elementals. You might get one or two pings out in the woods, like in the deep woods, for instance, if it goes far enough. You don't know what sort of elementals, but elementals out that way. Fae, I should think of the little, no, nature spirits. Is that Fae? Nature
I
spirits. Interesting.
It would
don't
be
actually
what
know.
their classification is.
Right. If
So if you look at
Dringer's the
like,
Fae, but they're called their nature spirits. So
yeah,
they either color, they
Elementals is
either
their type.
come, yeah, so elemental. So yeah, ping, ping,
yeah,
ping,
I'd
ping,
say they're
here and there,
elemental.
everywhere. Not loads of them. They just blip up and ping,
So
occasionally.
just elementals on that list.
Yeah, just elementals there.
Sure.
Fae, fiends. Yeah, no Fae, no fiends, no undead. Just like elementals out in the woods.
So you hear Dende say, just the usual, I'm afraid, folks. Elementals, that's nothing out of the ordinary. No fiends. Just worth our time to check, since this is an ability I now have.
If you got
Oh,
it, you
yeah.
might as well
But,
use it.
Yeah, if you don't need me, and I'm not going to be much help in an election, then
Why not? Be like, no, I won't need you. Be nice if we can maybe meet up this evening to discuss our plans, or
I
maybe meet up before the funeral tomorrow.
I wouldn't mind checking out this guy's house at night. Not to, enter, but more just to observe.
Makes sense. I am not the
Could be risky.
stealthiest.
It's
I'll go
risky,
with you.
but I'm curious. I'm getting a vibe off of this guy, and I don't like the vibe that I get.
I'll go
Call
with you
it
for backup.
a sixth sense.
I would be there. I think maybe it would be worth talking to
Leviasa.
Liviness.
Olivessa.
Olivessa. How do I keep
Olivessa.
messing up?
I don't
It's
know.
It's a dyslexic brain. I keep wanting to call her Olivia now. You said Olivia.
She has a nice
Yeah.
bum.
Olivanessa. Say maybe it's worth talking to her tonight. You'll probably find her within the mead hall. You'd see what her plans are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down for some mead. In the meantime, whilst I
if you
wait.
want to start canvassing for like election stuff, you probably want to do it. It's like you don't want to wait until like a day before to start telling people that you're running.
I mean, it's only been 3 days since the last one died.
Yeah, but the election's in 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
It's Friday now.
Yeah. But Quinn doesn't really want to run. She wants to try and make sure that the town's going to be in safe. It's like a plan C.
Yeah.
It's for Quinn to like run. Yeah, say, okay, cool. All right. Well, for now, I'm going to go and study the Chardlin within my room and see if I can find anything more about this rock. I guess I'll meet you guys this evening in the mead hall.
Yeah. Well, I'll be going to the mead hall straight away. Might as well.
I'm probably going to go to the training ground to spar and let off some steam.
There is nothing to do in this town. I'll probably actually spend some time with our friend.
No, how dare you? There's nothing to do with this town.
Outside to kill monsters.
Got a mead hall.
I'll probably spend some time with Dakut, actually. He's obviously working on the book.
Oh yeah, I always forget that guy exists.
Maybe help him do the. I don't know. Spend some time.
Every time. Look inside his goblins, throw them back.
I do kind of want to see what's in that backpack, but fuck it.
He's like fucking what's his face? Oh my god, who's the guy Volo?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I was thinking the suitcase in Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
Zufira will probably then spend another day just outside of the town sort of practicing her bow work and maybe just having a little bit of a fun wander, bit of a walk.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be training like against like a dummy or some shit because I need to like practice.
Yeah. So, Bo, doing bow work, training, spend a day training. What were you doing again, Amelia?
Probably with the
What do you want to
cute
do
and probably
with
just
it?
having a couple of drinks. To be honest,
Cool.
I'm
He's
calling this
making
as a break,
relaxing.
a
He's
relaxing
making
time. Yeah.
decent headway because you guys have stopped. Where are we? I said we were about a week and a day away from that, from the full moon time of the month thing. So you can start to see that he's now starting to watch time, and he does say every now and again, like, when do you think we're the topic of when are we moving on comes up in
Yeah.
conversation because he's now starting to, like, time is starting to tick down for him, and it's like he really wants to get home, and you kind of get the impression that if you guys are staying here too long, he will just leave
We
uh,
probably
at
say
this
that
point.
I would probably pass on that we're moving on Sunday.
On Sunday. Okay, that should be enough time. That's fine. He's very much like, I need to get home to my family
Yeah.
for important reasons.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fine. I say we're happy to escort him.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Escorting is good because of danger, and so that's that. Dave, you study Quinn. You study the shard.
Yeah.
How do you handle this? Give me a little description of, like, how you're studying this. What are you doing?
Well, all my knowledge comes from intuition, wisdom, and like being a cleric. So I'm kind of just like feeding out my like, I guess, where my clerical magic comes from, my like consciousness, and trying to
Okay.
like interact with like the rod from like a clericy point of view. It's like, I wonder if I can get any vibe from this, and if I can kind of like get any sense of it.
How many hours do you spend?
Till the evening, I guess. I can't imagine it's that late in the morning by the time I get back. So I know, like 6 hours, something like that.
Okay.
Probably ask a prayer to Shantae, be like, help me work this out.
First of all, what should we say? You all did history checks last time, and you got a bit of info, I think.
Yeah.
If you want to do a religion check, go for it,
All right. I
and
should give
then
this a try.
something will happen.
Oh, I am pretty good at religion. Not as good as I am at survival for some reason. Damn
Yeah.
it. Ah, not terrible.
Religion. Okay.
12.
So last time we talked about the fact that this rock can be found out in the wilderness. There are giant spikes of it out there, like rocky outcrops that spike off into the night sky, kind of thing. They're quite big. Uh, they can be chiseled out and used for religious purposes, in terms of either like decoration or I was about to say sacrificial daggers, but just like, daggers.
That
Uh,
escalated.
things like that. There has been, like, tribal resemblance with them in the past because it's been around for like ever. Uh, you'll start to remember very faint recalls of the past. Neveries, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Uh, Let me just bring up something. Um, oh, it's like funny. Wikipedia to the rescue. Um, yeah, the Neveries. I'll have to copy and paste that word in. But essentially, like, the origin of the where it's first discovered and things like that start to ring a bell. You're just like, you've got other knowledge in there now. Um, never. I think I'm never ill. There you go. Let's have that one. So yeah, there's the original place, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, back in those like ancient times, basically. So that's like the first like knowledge of it starting to come about. So what I want you to do now is give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. Escalated.
Oh. Well, this should be interesting.
Oh God, really? With a +4, got
Wow.
10.
Okay. Because you're with it for so long, and you're focusing on it for so long, you start to hear whispers coming from the rock into your mind. And at first you thought it was like, oh, somebody was passing through behind you. Where exactly do you do this?
Oh, in my room,
In your room.
like
Okay,
with
so
the
you
door
think
shut.
you think you hear like a whisper or somebody passing outside your door, but when you look over your shoulder, there's no shadow passing or anything like that. There's no footsteps. You hear another one coming from like outside the window. You get up and go and look, but you're on like the second story floor. How on earth can there be anybody like hovering outside your window? And the more you spend with it, the more you realize that these whispers are coming. It's almost like they're coming from the rock, depending on how close you get to it. And
Interesting.
it feels a bit maddening the longer you listen. Say you say 6 hours, so say on the 5th hour this is getting stronger, and if you go into the 6th hour, there'll be more consequences, but you'll get greater knowledge. Do you start to hold on into the last hour of these whispers? And it feels like it's now starting to drill into your mind just that bit more.
Oh, a coin toss.
I mean, I'm used to like deities talking to me. Got Dende talking in my brain a couple of days ago. Kind of used to things interfering with my brain. I think Quinn would be like, I can handle this. And if I can't, Shantae will sort me out because she's got my back, I've got hers. So, yeah, I think I carry on. I think I'm like, I can handle this. I'm like the guy at the beginning of every Cthulhu thing. He's like, I can work out the problems. So this goes crazy.
Yeah.
Curse 2.0 right now.
Yeah. Quinn's very sure of herself.
It turns Quinn into a human.
Oh no. My Nat 1 re-rolling it has not come up at all so far this campaign.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've done that. That's cool. So you'll start to hear that this is a more demonic voice, demonic entity in nature. The whispers and voices start to gel into just a single train of voice, but it's still incoherent. It's like it is in a different language, but it's a demonic of nature.
Cool.
For the next, I think certainly for the next day, you will be very much on toes and feel like people are talking about you. Okay?
Ooh.
And that just lasts for the whole of the next day. As now you've taken lasting effect, if anything.
Alright.
So yeah, you'll be a bit paranoid for a bit, at least for the whole of the next day, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
If you end up studying again, let me know, it's because things probably get worse. I mean, you've seen what happens to somebody who holds on to it for too long.
Oh yeah.
And you can get the impression you can wrap it in cloth, put it in a box. You'll probably be fine. But if you keep on studying it and keeping it close with you, then
Oh yeah, once I've done studying, I definitely return it to like my bag or whatever,
Yeah, okay.
saddlebags, whatever I carry with me when I'm going around.
Yeah. So you're just a bit paranoid for the time being. It lasts for like 24 hours, let's say.
Cool. Yes.
So that's that. Is there anything else left to do on this day?
I'm done.
Do
Gather
you
up.
want to do anything, Cassius?
No, I mean he's basically just, unless you want to train. If people want to come find and train with him, he's literally just going to be doing that. He's got no. Right now, he can't do anything because he's like, it's not his expertise to like study stuff unless he can find a library with books and information on it like that. I mean, he does have magical ability, but he's still very new to him.
Yeah.
So I guess he could be doing that while he's training. Maybe he's like testing out his magical abilities. Maybe he's pushing himself a bit too hard in some aspects because he's obviously still, we're only what, like a day, 2 days out from him having those abilities. So a lot of it is just him, combining that into his fighting style essentially, and like learning what he can do. And like, I guess you guys haven't seen yet that like probably come up that like he's bonded with the whip, so he can just like make the whip appear in his hand whenever, stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a lot of like combat training and just keeping sharp and just
That's
being
cool.
ready.
I presume you're doing some of this with like the soldiers that
Yeah,
you
I've like,
beforehand
if
and
the
things like
soldiers are
that.
there, he will. If not, he'll do it on his own. Because he probably does do both.
Yeah, yeah.
It's mainly because he's got a complicated weapon, I guess. Like most
Oh,
people aren't going
yeah.
to fight with a whip, so
So
he probably
last,
just.
sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying he's probably he might even be showing people why, like talking about why he like using a whip and stuff like that. That's not come up yet.
Yeah, we had, for instance, the town guard, like veteran one
Yep.
I have here was Arthur.
Yeah,
Just
Arthur.
guy.
Arthur. We had Daisy.
Veteran vet 2 is Daisy. It was a girl, and then just a normal guardsman
Yeah,
was
Cuthbert.
Cuthbert. Yeah, a guy.
Yeah, so he's more than happy to help them train and like teach them about talk about different fighting styles and the advantages of short swords and long
That's
swords and
cool. I believe
spears and nets.
you got on really well with them,
Yeah,
and you became in good standing with them, and learned their names and learned to see how they did, and I think you helped them improve at least
yeah.
something, you know.
I mean, they
And that
weren't
carries
bad.
on.
They
Yeah,
weren't bad fighters anyway. It's just obviously talking about like how to stand, how to move, how to attack with a sword and shield. Just little things. Where it's like, oh, if you do this, this will make your you can counter the enemy or whatever. Just things that he thinks will be helpful to them, but like also taking in their pros and cons of like what they're good at, what weapons they're. Most of them are going to be able to use a sword, but maybe some of them are better with like a long sword or a short sword. Just stuff like that.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
finding
yeah.
what works for them, and just
Sounds like technique's not the problem. It's just they need to be eating more protein cookies, hitting those weights. But not a lot of fish going for the moment, so they're all a bit malnutrition.
no, I think they're all right.
It sounds of it.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a scene, if I may.
Yeah, go for it. Like I say, we will get to just to recap. Like the funeral is on the 4th, so that's tomorrow, and then the elections is on
I
Sunday.
assume we're
So you got Sunday,
reconvening, like
only
after the day's gone. I assume we're reconvening in the evening anyway, or are we not?
Yeah, I think, for instance, Quinn will
Yeah.
come down at some point in the evening. Probably,
Yeah,
yeah, worn out from it, from all of that
yeah.
studying, but more so than usual. So you wanted to do something, Saphira, did you?
Yeah, Zufira is just spending the day out with Dende. She brings him back once she's out of the city. And they're just kind of like getting used to Dende's body. And as they're kind of wandering through the wilds, picking through, tracking, just spending some time, Zufira by herself and being followed by the dragon.
Yeah.
Dende can sort of pick up on this discomfort from her. And he's just like, I can tell since the caves, something's been wrong. Not the curse. What is it? She's like, you surprised that you asked that of me. I'm surprised even that you. I don't understand, Dende. These people, all of their politics and they were fighting over over ale, over mead. They were killing each other over mead, and now more politics. Now they're looking. Look, I can tell things are going to go bad again. And the last time this happened, they killed you. They killed you. Then they why? Why aren't you more angry? I don't understand. And then they kind of just whipping through the snow with his tail, taking some time to think about this. He goes, I don't understand. Maybe it's just my age. When they came for me, I could have fought back. I could have tried to defend myself, but I've been watching some of these humans since they were just children running around in the snow. Some of them I'd saved, so I couldn't take action against them. You have to understand, Zufira. These folk, they're just like children. I mean, you're not young yourself. You must have seen them live and die and grow. You have to have a little bit of faith. Give them time. And she's just mulling it over and just kind of angry. And she's like, if I were you, I wouldn't forgive them. And if you're not going to be angry about what they did to you, then I think I should be. I'm not just going to forgive them. But I'm glad that you're not completely gone. It's strange. I've never spoken to anyone like this in years. I've never really had many friends growing up, so I must admit I don't hate having your voice in my head anymore, for what that's worth. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I hope you don't get sick of me before too long. Yeah. And they continue on through the woods and spend a bit more time before eventually returning in the evening.
Okay. Do you want to all reconvene in the evening to share information?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm in the town. You're already in the inn. You've
Yeah,
been studying. So I guess the three of us I'll probably turn up. Like, you'll be in there. I'll probably turn up, and then I guess Severa will turn up whenever.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking a bit worse aware.
Guess I'm probably quite
10 days
tired.
back.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm probably quite tired, but that's just because I've been training all day. But not like exhausted, like, oh my god, I'm fucking knackered. Just like, ooh, like sitting down and just being like, whoa, that was a good 4 or 5 hours of just going at it, basically. Probably
Well,
find. Go on.
I was gonna say, well, you two look like you could do with a mead.
Well, it's certainly trying to teach people weapon skills when, unfortunately for their sake, they've only really know how to use a sword and and basic technique. But I will say they're very fast learners, and I think by the end of this weekend, your militia at this place is going to be someone to trifle with for sure. They're a feisty bunch, but they've got good spirit.
So that's what you've been
just
doing
hear
these last
Zufira
few days.
Yeah, Hey?
You just hear Zufira mutter, like, they should eat more fish.
Cassie's looked at her.
Can't build muscle without protein.
He looks at her, looks back at Amelia and says, "Yeah, I thought that there's not a lot I can do right now. I mean, I'm not one for I'm still getting used to the magic." And he does this with his hand, and I needed some way to blow off steam and essentially doing some personal training and sharpening my mind. And turns out the militia, they wanted some training, and I was willing to give it. And yeah, made some friends, I think. But yeah, it's been quite. I guess for me, This is what I used to do a lot of, training in training grounds, work with my father, work with the guardsmen. So quite homely, honestly. So despite feeling quite like I've had a good run around today, I've definitely enjoyed it. Probably the most fun I've had in days, if I'm honest.
Nice. Feels like I've finally caught up with some of my sleep. I seem to have had some irregular sleep patterns of late. This place is not for the faint of heart.
Well, this darkness is good enough to drive anyone who's sane mad, and quite frankly, I have a newfound respect for pretty much everyone living in Icewind Dale that isn't off their rocker yet.
Talking of rocks, Quinn, how does your
You
research
say
go?
that.
Zufira just looks over and she just watches you saying this, wondering which side of the fence she lies on.
Yeah, Quinn's like looking a bit preoccupied-y and tired. Well, I studied the rock. It took a while. It took a lot of concentration and meditation, but started hearing voices like around me, and as I concentrated harder on the rock, the voices were coming from the rock, and then there was just one voice. Sounded very dynamic.
Sorry,
Might have been
demonic?
Yeah.
Demonic, as in demons.
Demonic. Yes.
Oh.
That one. I don't know. Might have
That does not-
overestimated my abilities.
Maybe I'm not one to preach, but given my recent experiences, I think it might be good to be wary of that rock and maybe spend less time around it, Quinn.
Just a second. Where are you all having this meeting?
It's in the mead hall.
Yeah, it's in the middle.
Well, for you, Quinn, you feel like Nightstar is looking at you a bit too much.
He wants to babies.
Ay, caramba!
Wow.
Alright.
Hello, Hubie. Oh, you're not even a human.
I'm a halfling and he's a half orc.
I know.
Neither of us are humans. I don't know why.
Hello, little one.
Yeah, it's had some lingering effects. I assumed with my clerical background that I'd be more adept at dealing with the strain. I think I overestimated my abilities. I think I need to focus on my connection to Shantae and
I think it might be best that you go and lie down and get some sleep.
I will. But I feel more peace with my gifts during the twilight.
Perhaps we should, the rest of us should, perhaps we should have a look to see what we think about Shandar at night. I'm curious. Quinn, yeah, maybe you do need to sit this one out.
Yeah, I think.
That rock seems to have taken its toll on you.
Rock and
Yeah,
roll
I think I
lifestyle.
need to go relax. Go and be by myself for a bit. Don't feel like I'd be much use.
That would be the best course of action.
Yeah, if you make a loud enough noise, I'll probably hear it, and I can always come out if you need me.
This is, I'd like to think this is strictly reconnaissance and no noise will be made, but sure.
Well, that's true. We do have a good history of running away from our problems.
I'm assuming in Goodmead, it's quite easy to get a torch.
Yeah.
Okay, just
Plenty of wood around and
just
stuff.
in case.
Whatever, you guys.
Oh,
got
that's a
torches.
point. I'd ask Quinn before we leave if he could share his gift one more time.
Only lasts an hour.
I don't think be
Yeah,
able
how far
to.
this thing's only like on the outskirts, right? It's only like minutes away.
I mean,
We're not talking
Yeah,
like a
not
mile.
bad.
You end up getting the voices in your head from this. Like,
That'd be
oh,
hilarious. That would be so funny if I got paranoid as well.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
fucking
That's
roll.
down to the DM, that one.
Yeah.
Passes the wrong gift
yeah.
on. No.
Guess I say, Amelia, it only lasts for an hour, as you know, but I can share you with this before I retire. I'll share with you just as you're about to leave the mead hall.
That would be most useful.
Hmm.
I've almost become accustomed to your great vision.
It is good. It is very good.
It's
I can see everything around me, which at the moment is not useful, to be honest. But
it is surprisingly what's the word?
Eye-opening.
No. Can't think of the right word, but
Paranoid.
it's kind of have the taste for it. I guess this is what magic can
Wow.
do.
Once you
Wow.
pop, you just
I
can't
see
stop.
why my father is so obsessed with the arcane.
Don't know about the arcane, but if you have a gift for clerical studies, I could be of aid, but my gifts are just blessings from a higher power.
Maybe one day.
Completely like off topic, Quinn just goes. I can kind of see why most people we know and who's like held this rock for a while have kind of gone a bit crazy. Feel even with my mental fortitude and like mental training, this has had a strong effect on me. If I was a mere townsfolk who has never read a book in his life, I can imagine the grip of this would be strong.
Would you like for me to hold on to it? I think I fulfilled my hunger for anything cursed for now. I'm not going to look at it at all.
I say, once I wrapped it up and put it back in my backpack, I haven't felt the voices since. Feel I might be far enough away from it. Might just be a touch or close proximity thing.
Certainly
your
good to
mind is
know. It
strong,
makes
as
me
you say.
feel like we did the right thing with the Verbeeg. This this does indeed put into place what we thought about this rock, that it is benign in nature.
I feel if we see people with it, it is an ill omen on their part.
You
should be wary around people who carry this.
Definitely.
At least our actions seem more justified. However, until we have more knowledge, I would like to just, try to stay out of other people's business unless unavoidable is all.
Perhaps
Quinn definitely says, well, Cassius, if you want to, you can hold the rock and hear the voices for yourself if you want. I would not recommend it, but I don't know what more proof I can give you other than first-hand experience.
Perhaps we should look more into the books side of things than tempting fate any further. I'm sure
it is not that I do not believe you, but we only know so far a very small sample of what this thing can do. We know it is bad, and I accept that it's something we do not wish to meddle with, and we do need to understand it better. But to still justify taking it from people, unless the circumstance requires it and we have extensive information on exactly what these things are doing, I feel like we just need to be careful and pick and choose our targets, per se.
Zufira says, Cassius, you are very curious and very good-hearted. Be careful with that out here.
I guess he just like absorbs what you say. He doesn't really respond to start with because he's kind of like, I guess he's still very much learning about, he's only been in Icewind Dale for a month, but he's starting to, he's obviously a very different way of life because of what's been going on. He probably doesn't think everyone's crazy or anything, but it's just like, everything's very different to what he grew up with and stuff. So, just like, I will. I think after a moment, he probably turns back and says, "I will heed what you say, and be aware of who may be trying to take advantage of myself. But I still believe that we pick and choose who we meddle with for now. Once we have definitive answers as to what these voices are, then I will."
I don't mean to go and start a fight with this cult, or to throw ourselves into this, but I just say caution to anyone we see carrying this Shardlin.
If we can do it by means that don't involve either injuring or hurting unless provoked, then I will be on board with this.
Sometimes in Icewind Dale, if you don't attack first, then you die.
That I have yet to experience, but I will take your word on it. As this place does seem to have quite the effect on people, but understandably so with the curse that's currently placed on this
Amelia
area.
jokingly turns around to Cassius and say, "Well, you only experienced that once."
Oh, well, living and dying, right?
Zufira takes a copper coin out of her bag very stealthily and just flicks it at Amelia to try and get her on the head and just see if she notices and can dodge it. Shall I make an attack roll for that?
I'll make a perception for starters.
This is just a little bit of fun.
Wouldn't it be an attack roll versus a dex save?
I need to see it first.
I don't know.
I'm not going to dex out of the way for something I don't even know it's coming.
Guess I'll just take a longbow shot.
I mean, you definitely see it.
I guess I'd see something in the corner of my eye, and then I'd take a I guess a dex.
Ping.
I'll take a dex.
I don't know if you would notice that in time with its 13. Well,
I mean, it's above average, isn't it?
Lucky we have a man here who can settle this.
Yeah. DM?
He's not really reacting.
Actually, no, you know what? I probably wouldn't. It's a coin.
Adjudicate.
Adjudicate. PvP, let's go.
Yeah. What'd you get?
I rolled a 13 for perception against a 17 attack. I'm guessing I probably wouldn't see it. I'm probably not even looking at you, to be fair.
How is the things about that?
Yeah, she's being very... I mean, she's pretty quiet in general, so this
she
is...
probably rolled a stealth check. Rolled a sleight of hand.
Have you ever flipped a coin?
sleight of hand. I'll roll
sleight of hand, and that's against my perception.
Not too loud.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't see that. No, not a clue.
So just a copper coin pings off the side of your head, and you turn and look at Zufira.
Copper coin now.
What's that for?
Just testing your awareness.
Well, when I'm not even looking at you.
Coin back, please.
Cassius,
I take one copper.
Coin back.
Cassius raises
you can deduct one copper from your thing, and I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Fine.
Quinn definitely jumps at the sudden attack.
Yeah, Cassius laughs at this, raises his mead tankard, and says, "To us!" and see if anyone cheers with him.
Yeah,
Sure.
go on.
Yeah.
I like a good bit of mead. Yeah, you do that.
At least that's chugging it.
I mean, you don't even need to give me a reason.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, let's go.
Okay. So you sit there and drink for a bit longer, and you chat into the night, and then you all go to bed one by one.
Well, we're going to do our little adventure first.
Go on, pay attention, Phil.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What time is this? I'd say.
I mean, I definitely
Go to bed.
go to bed.
Yeah, you do. I know
so
that.
you're going to bed. I wanted to give you a tiny bit. So as you make your way to the stairs that lead up to the rooms, and you see there's a house cat that goes by your feet as well. This one's black, surprisingly. Long-haired cat. You
I'll pet
just
the
see a bee. You see one of the bees just like, buzz casually past your face. And for that instant of a second, you thought you heard a few voices on the wings of the bee as it like buzzes
I'm
past.
gonna get you.
So it's a bit of like more paranoia seeking
Buzz,
than
buzz,
just that.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Punch the
And then
bee.
you shake your head and you go, and then you like go back upstairs.
Oh yeah, that's my plan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
before I go, I do the Eyes of Night. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So as I go to bed, like, well, just tap you on the shoulder.
I
pass
may or
on the
may not have
blessing.
paranoia as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
But your vision becomes amazing.
Yeah.
Have you guys noticed they've added a short and a long rest button to the?
Yeah, I saw
thing,
that. It's a good idea.
They upgraded it, have they?
Mm.
Okay, so what the rest are you gonna do? You going out?
I am
Yeah.
gonna head back to the log lumber
Froth.
house. I don't
No,
know.
that house
Yeah.
with the lumberjacks in. Yeah.
And I just want to have a little look
And then-
around. Just vision.
Okay.
I got huge vision, so I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
like out of
Uh,
sight, out of mind if I can, and just have a gander. I presume Zafira and Cassius probably with me.
Yeah.
Are you stealthing it, or are you just
Oh, yeah.
casually walking past?
I
Oh, no,
am
I'm stealthing. When I get close, I'm starting to
So-
blend in with the
you
snow
get
if I can.
close,
because I'm still wearing my heavy armor. It would make sense for me
you're
to
fine.
not be to be far enough away
Yeah.
so I don't look like I'm trying to come up on the house, but close enough, I
Yeah.
guess, so that if they get into trouble, I can help them out. But I'm not going to be getting involved with getting right up to the house. I'm going to be like, sitting down or like stood up against the house somewhere. Keeping a lookout, basically. So I would
Okay.
be far away from them enough so that I'm not getting involved with the stealth rolls.
So
I don't know what.
you, first of all, you pass the stealth roll. For Amelia, you pass the stealth roll. For you, Cassius, if you're standing, if you're staying far enough away, you don't need to bother.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary for the time that you spend there. Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. You do see one of them come out. This is like a man in his like late 40s, a burly sort of man. He's swaying on his feet. He's swaying on his feet a bit, and he just goes around, collects like an armful of logs, and then heads back inside. That's the only like activity you see. You can see a light coming from like the downstairs window, and there's one on the upstairs window. It's like a 2-story floor, and you can see like just a few shapes moving around, as if they're most likely in the downstairs, like having their last like supper or something. And you see a bit of movement going past the windows and things like that, and like another light. I was about to say clicks on. Another light, comes on as a candle is lit in the window. That kind of thing. Curtains are drawn. People are going to bed. It is the weekend, so there's no like work the next day or anything like that. But people have stayed up a tiny bit and now going to bed.
Interesting. So nothing unusual. Okay.
No. Do you do
Well.
anything indefinite? Do you do anything more specific around the property other than standing and watching?
Set fire.
Maybe
to it.
I'll
was
take a little
thinking that.
wander around the perimeter.
I was like,
Okay. Well, I'll let you say you've this isn't amongst you passing the stealth check. What are you looking out for?
Anything that might be odd. Not where it should be, or something like
Yeah.
a mound, for example, in the snow?
No mounds. What you do pick up on is there are footprints that lead off into the woods. It has not snowed. Let's say it has not snowed today. So there are still footprints, and you see they just go straight in to the woods, going northward. Amelia hasn't been here before, so she will not know, I don't think, what is directly north.
No, she's not a
On
clue.
the other side of the woods.
Hmm.
You guys
I-
are not carrying a map with you or anything like that, so
I guess I make it back to the I attempt to go back to the group, and I say to Saphira in particular, I think I found some tracks that lead northward. Perhaps it would be worth investigating.
He's
Oh, good.
nodding and already crouched while you say this and starts moving towards them.
Okay,
I lead them to the probably lead them in a bit of a wider
a wide
arc.
berth, yeah.
Yeah, a wide berth. I kind of like took note of which direction and then kind of
Okay.
scoot around.
So what you do is you
Probably
instead of-
suggest that we kind of mask our footsteps as well whilst we're doing
Yeah.
this.
Not suggestion again. Oh god.
You'll find that there's the house, and then there's a
Hale will whip
distance, and-
behind us
and-
and try to sort of brush our footsteps.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, what I mean is you'll find that there's the house, and then there's a distance before you get to the edge of the woods. So you guys, I should think, go up to the tree line, head along, and then you can see plainly that there are the steps going into the woods. Give me it'll be a survival
This would be
roll.
Saphira.
What I want you to do is see if you can determine what tracks they are, what they
Yep.
belong to.
I get kind of automatic stuff on that because of my ranger, but I'll roll first 6. But let me see what automatic shit I get because
Yeah.
Natural Explorer. When you make that's actually 8. When you make
Yeah.
an intelligence or wisdom check related to your favorite terrain, your proficiency bonus is double. Let's see. When tracking other creatures, you learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. So I don't necessarily know what they are.
Damn.
I can.
know at least how many.
You'll get they're humanoid.
Okay.
Because this is a boot print. But you cannot ascertain what race, what gender, how heavy, all those kind of like details.
You want us to
It's
roll for it, or
it's-
just
it's
you?
simply that there are boot marks in the tracks.
I
Now
mean, if
that you've
someone
had
else
a
wants
chance
to roll as
to
well.
look closer.
Yeah, I don't mind
Okay.
it. I mean, like,
Yeah,
give it a
sure.
whirl.
It's
Well,
not
not
really
much
my
better.
expertise. I'm not even going to bother.
I
Yeah,
have some
have a
extra-
+4. This is my one time my survival will be useful.
Yeah, I have some a +2 in survival,
Yeah,
but
so
yeah.
all you pick up on is like, there's a set of humanoid tracks that just like
Boots.
lead off into the woods, but they're going north.
We can still follow them though. I
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
You go do. How long do you
Well,
spend?
What time is it roughly? I guess it'd probably be by the time. I'm reckoning it's somewhere between 7 and 8. I don't think we would have left it
was
too
about
late,
9
but
and
it's
10.
like.
Well, it's up to you.
10, but
If they're going to
Okay.
bed,
Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess 10. Yeah, obviously we would have been waiting here maybe an hour or two. So yeah, probably 10. See where it goes. I'm curious in nature.
Okay.
yeah. So Zafira is just a bit like, I guess, struggling to see, or just not focusing. But she's just they're covered or something. But she's following them anyway.
Okay,
And I guess
if you do like what, an hour?
they go on for that
We'll
long.
We'll see what goes on in an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
In an hour, well, let me just.
Amelia can see
I mean,
shit.
I guess if it's going on that long,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
about like 20 minutes in, Zufira might say, "For this, do you think that maybe we should go and get Quinn? This seems like it. I don't know. My senses are tingling."
This does seem
The beer
very
says
odd.
tingling.
If this goes too far, then maybe we'll come back in the morning. I'm just.
Yeah.
I'd like to just know where they go.
So through your Severa, through your ability of the train and how long you've spent in Icewind Dale, these go north, and then after half an hour they suddenly veer northwest. You get the
Okay. Do I know
impression
how long ago these were left? Because that's a thing. I should know.
they were produced in the morning.
Okay. Produced that morning.
They would have been,
Interesting.
yeah, exactly.
North and
They would
west.
have been produced around the same sort of time that you guys went to talk to SHANDAR FROTH. Right. The second bit of information is the fact that it veers off directly to the northwest, and this reminds you that you can figure out that this now veers straight towards one of the cities. But the thing is, both of those cities are on the same travel path of the direction because I've just looked at the map.
So I guess towards Brindshander it would veer?
You would think towards Brindshander because that is the first
Yeah.
city. So it
But
goes
it's
north
off
and then
the
veers.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all off. This is like in those woods that are above above Goodmead and Dugan's Hold. There's like a stretch of woodland.
How
Okay,
far is
so
Brindshander
Zufira will
away?
relay that.
Brindshander, I think if you take the
far.
main path, it was like 8 hours or something.
Okay.
I'd have to find,
Yeah, it's
but
a
that's
long
going
walk.
along the actual paths.
Yeah,
So
because
And
you
this
go
looks
up
like it's going around the
towards.
path, yeah? This is pretty
like-
much.
We can
Let's
follow
take you
this
to
all the way,
let's-
but I
for a point of reference, let's take you
So I
to the
think
actual
you
path.
go to like the road that goes to East Haven, and you go like that way in the T junction, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Towards
you should be. Are you
Brindshander.
on the map now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just loading in for me.
All right. Oh crap! I hate when you try and pick up your tokens and actually.
I'm just looking at the
Drag
.png that I've
everything
got in
else.
my folder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got one of those as well.
Yeah, so
I'll
like
put you- I'll
crossroad, you
put
go
it
left.
here.
Bremen!
Yeah, so I put you guys like right next to.
Yeah.
So as you can see, there are woodland above Douglas Hold and Goodmead. So he's gone north in like the first bit of the woods and then veered directly northwest.
Yeah.
And that would take you over towards.
So we're
Yeah.
here then, basically,
Well,
aren't we? We're about here.
You'll be somewhere like in there, and then all of a sudden it just like veers off like this.
I've
Oh,
already
yeah.
got a theory.
So, like,
I
for
had
those
one in
who
my
are
head at the
for
start
that-
of the episode, but now this is seeming more and more like it.
Okay, I think
I have
we've
a theory.
learned what we need to know at this point. And I turn to Zafira and to say, well, I presume Zafira would give us that information because I probably wouldn't know
Yeah,
that.
she was saying something like, well, we could continue on this road, but I think it might lead all the way to Brindshander, so perhaps best to turn back, I think.
Interesting. And
Oh,
Brindshander
wow.
is how far away?
And half a day's travel.
Yeah, I think
With me,
that's
at
too
least.
much for one day. I think we'll call it here, but hey, this is good. This is information that we didn't have yesterday. We'll maybe take this to Quinn in the morning and see what he thinks. But
See.
this is interesting. So either he has a contact in Brindshander, or he is
Wait.
from Brindshander.
This is actually saying 2 days travel. I'm reading the map wrong. No, not 2 days, 2 hours travel, I think. 'Cause it's the blue.
Yeah, from overland travel from Goodmead, Brindshander is 6 hours. Dugan's Hold
Okay.
was 4 hours.
Because it's got the blue line on this map. It's saying 2 hours. It seems like it would be longer than that, but whatever. I'll assume it's not as short as 2 hours. That seems silly.
She
But
just
anyway.
chimes up and it's just like, foul play is afoot. Completely
Yeah, the
ignoring
option
the
is
fact.
to follow the tracks and see which house it leads to, but I think that's too much for one day.
We must return and figure out this. I believe going off to Brindshander at dead of night is probably not the smartest plan.
No, I agree.
Not without your
And
Well,
just
actually,
leaving
not-
Quinn on his own Again, I
Gee.
don't feel quite right doing that either.
Do you two know much about
That's very
Brindshander? I
tough.
know, Amelia, you wouldn't know too much, but Cassius, have you been to Brindshander at all?
No, most of my time in Icewind Dale was spent in East Haven.
I see.
Forgot about that.
I think there are good reasons that a person might want to leave Brindshander. And the more time I spend around these people, I've just been thinking, and maybe I'm wrong, but maybe they are what you might call refugees from Brindshander, trying to start a new life here and be accepted as part of the community. I don't know why they would need to come the speaker for that, but I think these people are trying to get away from the cull.
Again, Cassius looks at Saphira and says, "What happens in Brindshander on a new moon? Do you know?"
Well, they sacrifice something at every one of the towns.
I do, but I do not know what Brindshander does.
Well, I'll tell you. They sacrifice people. They sacrifice lives. There's a lottery every month. If you pick the wrong lottery, you are killed. I haven't stuck around to see the method myself.
Oh, I guess you'd probably just see Cassius just like looking at you, just like his fist clenches, and he's like, "This is madness. Like, why? What on earth would drive these people to sacrifice
North
their
of the
own-"
wall, man. You're north of the wall.
You know
I
nothing,
agree
Jon
with you.
Snow.
This is madness.
Yeah.
I told you the story of how Dender Eliath was killed.
Mm.
These people, you have to understand, it was bad enough before the frost. It's been 2 years. People are dying out here. They're losing their minds and they're willing to do anything. Why do you think I wanted to get out of here?
This place is unbelievable.
Mhm.
Just like he's just shocked at hearing this information because he didn't know. So he's
Amelia's
just like,
the first time Amelia's hearing it as well, and to be fair,
Yeah.
she's not exactly
Mm.
over the moon with the information.
no,
No pun intended. But
I
cannot-
don't necessarily... I don't
Quinn
like
gets it.
Shandar Froth or what I've seen of him. But if he's trying to escape from Brindshander, then I have my sympathies. Of course, it's just a theory.
a game theory.
Shut the fuck up.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess Cassius is just like, just visibly shook by hearing this, knowing that this is this is outrageous to him. I guess because again, he's still learning a lot about what's been going on.
Yeah.
But he's just like, let's go to the mead hall. I think I need to
Oh crap!
think about this, or maybe I just need to sleep. This is disturbing information.
And as you go to the mead hall, we'll take a break there because I just realised I need to put my washing into double dry. So I should probably do that.
Gonna get another
Oh.
drink.
Yeah,
Nice.
everyone get a drink, stretch your legs, do all those things, and we will be back in a minute.
Hydrate.
Back in a jiffy.
So we are now in the morning of the funeral, as far as my understanding, and you've all gone to bed. Unfortunately for you, Quinn, you're still a bit paranoid. You know, you thought you slept it off, but you can still, like, just a bit of paranoia here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll know that the funeral is actually in the morning, so it's about 10 o'clock-ish.
Levi with the fucking product placement. He's got them everywhere. He's like holding them up like, ooh, just drinking a Pepsi. So refreshing with my stacks.
Yes,
Stop
yes.
it. Stop it with the product placement.
Anyway,
Play real
You're
game.
not going to sponsor us, Levi.
Dirty casual.
so yes, what would you like to do? Do you want to do anything before the funeral, or go straight to it?
We probably tell him what we found out.
Oh yeah, I'll have a catch up in the morning, I guess, before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's almost like Levi needs to tidy his desk, not just have constant.
So, I guess I would explain what we found in the night and my thoughts. Basically, the conversation we had about possibly them being Brindshander refugees to Quinn.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
relay information.
Yeah. Yes, Quinn understands where you're coming from. Yeah.
And I guess these two are still
That
shocked
sounds
about
shit.
the sacrifice. I can't remember if in character I know what kind of human sacrifice it is. I don't know if it's like send them out into the cold to die naked.
I think they
Yeah,
freeze to death outside.
Yeah, I think they just
I
strip them
might
and
be
send them out.
wrong.
Yeah, you'll know that that
Pretty
obviously
sure.
the lottery takes place. The person is rounded up by the guard. They sometimes they're stripped, sometimes they're not.
That's
But
really
essentially,
unfortunate.
they're just like thrown into the wilderness. You know, the city gates are locked on them. They are thrown out there into the wilderness.
I guess it does depend on the town, and Zufira wouldn't have stuck
Yeah.
around to actually witness that.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
I might have heard rumors, but yeah, I don't know for sure.
I want to speak to the speaker of Brindshander when we get there, eventually. Have words.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's like, well, that sucks.
I mean, did you say that you knew them before, Quinn, or are they newcomers? Because it seems like nobody really knows about them.
Check with the DM. Would I know them before a couple of days ago? Must surely.
Well, the
Froth.
Frothy
oh
waffle.
right.
Would I know
Froth is
them?
newer, actually.
So
Like
then,
you'll know he's a Levite. You'll know he's a like newer person compared to the other one.
would I seen him lately? Like, would I know him?
What, like in the week before you left?
Yeah.
thing.
Like, how long has he been in town for?
Long enough.
Yeah, a couple of months. Good, like I would say, a good month or so.
Okay, cool. That's
You
what
know?
I.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I say to Sophia.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he arrived several weeks ago. A month, probably.
These tracks were fresh. They were made the morning, almost the same time we arrived.
Were
from
they
what
heading
Zafira was-
away from the house towards Brindshander? They were, right?
Yeah, because so basically they headed north into the woods, and
Yeah,
then they instantly cut across when they
Yeah, just they weren't heading like this way or anything from there now.
Oh no, they're going away.
It could be contraband that I was trying to get rid of, I wonder. Because the guy went into the house, didn't come out. So.
Okay.
Could be.
Good meat.
I say, well, maybe we'll learn some more during the funeral, or hopefully we can
Perhaps,
find out.
do you think that Shandar will be attending the funeral?
I assume so. I'd be surprised if he wasn't, since it's the previous speaker. As a mark
Perhaps
of respect.
during the funeral could be our moment to looks at Emilia. Just maybe have a little look around. It could be the best chance to look in the house.
I like this idea, Saphira. We don't have any claim to know the speaker. We would not be missed at this funeral. Perhaps I
I'm
like
not
what
one
you're
for
thinking.
funerals.
They're not terribly pleasant.
No,
No.
I do not go for pleasure. I go for responsibility.
Oh, of course.
don't
I
mind
don't mean
if
to be
you-
disrespectful. Of course, it's just I would rather avoid them where possible. They But yeah, I like Saphira, your plan. Perhaps we could not be attending, and maybe we might just sneak into the house. You never know. Well,
I guess I turn to Cassius. Like, Cassius, will you go to meet with me to the funeral, or will you go with them? I know you're not the stealthiest of people.
Maybe my suspicions are up because of the last few days. Personally, I would like to find a vantage point and just keep an eye on the crowd and see if there are anyone unsavory there. So I'll be around, but maybe not at the funeral per se. I might be on a building or somewhere where I can see what's going on. I don't trust
The random skyscraper
Mr.
in the city.
Inconspicuous.
Yeah, maybe a
I'm
tree.
Batman.
I don't know.
This was a good mead. Now it's a bad mead. Where is it?
Yeah. Cassius is just that. Yeah, like I'll be overwatching the thing, but I do not wish to be in the crowd. I call me suspicious, but I have my own concerns about what's going on right now, and I'd rather take the crossbow out and look from afar.
Cool.
Can we do a suiting up for the heist montage?
Yeah, if you like,
about
describe it.
Just like, close up, putting on boots, birch, Dende eating some snow, and that's about it.
Oh yeah, there's the thing
A pet Dende relieves.
when Quinn was going to sleep last night. She put on the boots of winter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, boots of Winterland.
Yes.
Because I've been carrying these. And I know that there's other people who are made and warm. So when she was all paranoid, going to bed early, she's like, I'm going to
Did
put
we
these
get
boots on. Yeah. So that dead body right at the beginning with like the ice cave where we fought the wolves. I've just had them on me since then. Originally I wanted to try and return them to the person, but then you didn't really spend enough time in Dugan's Hole, to find the person. So I was like,
Sure.
I have these. So yeah, I'm kind of just wearing them. I don't think I guess I wore them to the food in the morning, I guess. I just didn't take them off. Still a bit paranoid. But I am very warm. Very snug.
You're like, oh, I haven't felt this way in so long.
Pretty much.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So, explain to me who stays behind and who goes. I'm just literally drawing up a map for you guys at the moment.
Yeah.
So Quinn's attending the funeral in I assume, an official capacity.
Yeah, I'll be wearing like
Okay,
my
cool.
cleric robes, blah blah blah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I assume the main priest guy will be running it, but I'll be there.
Yeah,
to, like,
the main priest
assist.
guy is running it, the one that you've
Yeah.
seen before.
We're tight.
I'll do a whole spiel on that in a second.
Yeah. I'm doing that. Cassius
is watching.
I'm watching from
he's
afar.
he's in the bushes nearby with his whip.
I'm trying to find a sensible, like, either a bit of a hill or like just a place that allows me to see everything and just watch from afar, because I didn't know this person.
Yeah.
So it's like no one's going to expect me to be there, but I'd like to keep an eye on.
You're the weird guy with like the umbrella, like the back of the funeral thing, just like standing there by a car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the chauffeur.
Who is
How
he?
follows women up mountains.
Hey?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you
saying
can
this
do
wouldn't
that.
be out of character for Cassius. He's been a creeper in the past. So everyone, like, nobody blinks at this.
I wish to sue you for slander, my friend.
Well, just like seeing someone like mug someone, be like, well, we don't know if that's stolen. Like, I think you're being a bit too jumping the bandwagon here. Like, just because he's got the stolen items in his hand and the guy's blood on them doesn't mean he's necessarily bad.
We don't have all the information, all right?
Just try to find common ground. Just try to find the middle.
Sometimes you can't jump to conclusions, all right? That's how you get into more trouble.
Don't twist the knife, Dave. I was making a little harmless joke about his sexual perversions, and you had to twist the knife.
You get like sexual perversions for like not understanding how much proof do you need? Like, there's the two ends of the spectrum.
See, it's like Gollum with the ring, and he's like, well, we don't know if the ring's necessarily bad. Like, maybe he's just, maybe it's just how he is. The ring's got nothing to do with it.
An inanimate object can't be bad.
So
Back to the game.
let's leave the funeral bit there for a second, and I'll go over those things in a minute.
Yeah.
Let's go over to the house.
House.
So you two are going to go to the house. Okay.
Yes.
let's see.
I would like to stealth.
Pretty much most people are at the
Hello, Poppet.
funeral. You can give me a stealth roll, both of you, just to see on the approach of the house if anybody is noticing, if you're getting any looks or anything like that. It's pretty quiet.
I always ace stealth.
Ooh, and I get nat 20 as well.
Oh, that's not bad.
Because I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
advantage.
You are
26.
both okay. What I want to do is, they hastily drawn together a very basic map, which will give you like an just a little layout of like, just the house. That's all logs. So
Did I make a
grab
roll for
both.
Dende? I mean, my plan for Dende is for him to stay
what's he doing?
outside.
Is he staying outside? He's just like watching.
Yeah, he's staying outside. He's not going into the house, but I don't know if I should roll anyway for him to like approach the house with us. I don't want to fuck it up, but he is there, so
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, technically, it's still like a dragon.
yeah.
Unless you should have told him to hang out with me.
Would I have done that? Like, no, he would have stuck with
Um,
Zufira, and he's just there at the moment. So it should just be a Dex check. That's
Right,
5.
Okay, 5.
Damn.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is good to know.
Should have told him to stay with me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good to know.
What's the worst that happened?
Yeah, I
Um,
told him to like stay back. He's not coming in or anything, but he's like there in case we need a distraction, like before.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
over here.
Sure
He's
you're
good,
just-
he's good at being a distraction.
Hmm.
He's not good at stealthing.
Okay, so
I
hopefully
mean, they kind of go hand in hand, don't they? Really?
It's all black for me,
Exactly.
unless.
it's all black. Brilliant.
Same.
I will just do this.
Oh, I thought it's because I didn't have a token. That's why it was.
Reveal areas. Let me please do it. Does that work?
Yep.
Okay, cool. the easier way. Okay, so this is all outside. You are outside. Which way are you going to the house? Are you approaching from the back or
Is
the?
there anyone like, can I hear movement in the house? Is there shadows moving?
Give me a general perception check.
I'll
Certainly.
do 1 too.
You can move your tokens. Just let me know if they're behind the house or in front of the house.
Nat 20 on the perception.
Okay,
Nice.
all
Fucking hell,
is
boys.
quiet. You do not hear any movement in the house. You do not see any movement going past the windows.
Dende just for fun.
You do not perceive
I don't
anything.
see shit.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to go up to the front door.
Go into the front door. Yep.
Is it open? I
Are there
presume
any
it's
how many
it's
entrances
locked.
are there to this place?
There are
Is it just
2
the front door?
entrances. There's one at the front and then one at the back.
Okay.
Which way?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Hmm.
I'm gonna roll a d2, and 2 is the back. 1 front entrance, or we could do 1 each. But I'm not so great at picking
Let's
them.
not give them too many reasons to suspect.
Sure.
I think front door. I will say it's locked.
And they stay up the side.
Yeah, it's locked.
I attempt to lockpick.
Okay. Give me a lockpick.
Is it thieves' tools, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually,
What's
this would be a
this?
dex check, isn't
Right.
it?
See what you're proficient.
You click-
Are you proficient with them as well? 'Cause
Yeah.
then you can add your proficiency bonus to your.
That is the log pile. So this is where all those.
Okay. Yeah, so Dende will
all
hide
those,
behind
like,
the log pile
logs
for now.
are. Yeah, it comes out like a good distance. You can certainly get behind it, and you'll see that there are 2 like main supports, A and B.
I guess
Right,
he'll
so
skulk
close.
around here for now. Just
Yeah, yeah.
by
Face.
the side of the house.
I think it's just dex, isn't it?
Dex
It's
plus
a dex
proficiency.
check. If you have thieves tool, your
I
proficiency.
have
Click it.
those. I have thieves' tools, but I don't see it as the proficiencies.
Okay, so just normal.
You can't just click it.
If you're a rogue, you probably are efficient.
Well,
with
yeah, but it
that.
doesn't say I am.
You just
But
add
I
your
would also
proficiency
suspect I
bonus.
would be.
Thank
Let me just
God.
roll
You
dex
definitely
and
are.
see where
It's
we're at.
it's in your tools, which is below your skills.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
below your
I'm-
passive
Yeah.
wisdom.
That's good
That's-
anyway.
Oh,
but-
sorry, yeah. Yeah, I've got Thieves' Tools. It just says.
Just click it.
I mean, that's a
insert
good
value
roll
depth.
anyway.
I mean, I'll roll. I'll keep the 18, thanks. But
There you
okay, fair enough. I guess it does work.
Yeah, it works. Like you managed to. You get out your thieves too. You unroll the map with the different tools in front of you. It's like a little roll up lever bundle.
Yeah.
You pick out the correct ones, and you go and you hear just a faint little click click, and your door is now open.
So, did you put your skills to good use?
Yes. I
Okay.
carefully and gingerly open the door.
Okay. You look down. There's basically a corridor ahead of you. There are. Where's the? There is. You can see there are cold weather gear hung up. You can see that there are sets of boots as well, things like that. You can see that there's like a stairwell at the far end, and there seem to be a door on the left, door on the right, and another door further down as well.
Okay. The good stuff's always in the bedroom. That's where I'm going to start.
Ooh.
I will
I'm
probably
Looking around for anything like notes, letters that might clue us in as to what's going on.
Yeah, sure.
just thinking. What's the flooring like? Are we talking like
Flooring?
a wood floor? Are we talking like
I
a carpet or fabric?
I should imagine it's wooden floors inside.
Just thinking of a way we could do this without a trace and take our shoes off before we go in.
Yeah, maybe.
I love it.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave my shoes at the front, and then I'm going to barefoot this bad boy so that as to not tread snow into here and to not leave presents.
Dende's going to keep watch and he's going to shout. He should be like, Dende, shout if you see anyone coming, let us know. So we could get our boots back.
Boots backs.
Yeah, you don't want to run and leave the boots there. That's a bit of a fucking giveaway.
Distraction tactics. I like it.
So I barefoot my way, just keeping an eye out for traps. I don't think this place is trapped, but I just want to, general eye. If I need to roll anything, you just let me know. But I'll make my way up to the stairwell, I think.
Okay, go up to the stairwell. That's fine so far. Just let me know when you start investigating into rooms, basically, if you open up doors or anything like that.
I'll try and see if I can make my way up to the. I can't see anything any further than the stairwell.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
I think it's all blacked out.
There you go.
So this goes up.
Yep.
To where? Here.
So that goes up to here. So the next map is basically directly underneath you. It's just a repeat. Yeah.
Right. So I'll make my way up to the top of the stairs then.
Yeah. Basically all this.
I guess I'll check out the ground floor.
Start to see all that.
It's going to be rear view window.
I'm guessing this is quite a small house. Like, I'm assuming we're not walking into like a mansion. Okay, cool.
I can reveal this slightly for you. It's like you can see that's where the doors are, basically.
Mm-hmm.
My hastily drawn doors. Same with that. Yeah.
I want to see if I can figure out which is the master bedroom. General intelligence roll just to figure that out?
Yeah, general intelligence roll.
Zafira will go in this room on the right.
On the right.
Yeah.
Oh, not very good. I'm not very intelligent today. So I'll just go with the one on the left, whatever the closest one is. Well, fuck it. It's this one.
Judging by the amount of doors, it's hard to tell because they're all evenly spaced except for one.
Investigating.
Zafira, this is the kitchen you're in. Hopefully you can see it says kitchen there, for instance.
She'll spend like a couple minutes looking around.
Okay. Give me an investigation roll.
Yeah. 19.
19.
Nice.
Good. You find that the pantry is relatively stocked fairly well. Even for a town that seems to be starving a bit, this isn't too bad. Lots of pots and pans. You can definitely see that people have been living here. Like the morning breakfast is still on the side, for instance.
Does this look like a game they've caught themselves? Is that I can tell, or is it like maybe stolen?
No, this is game they bought them. They either brought themselves or caught themselves.
Okay.
There's nothing here that seems to be stolen.
I don't
And
see the
then-
Ice Maiden anywhere, do I?
No, she's not standing in the
Okay.
corner.
In the cupboard.
Where she jump out.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Okay.
You, Amelia,
Yes.
you
I'll,
go in this room here.
yeah, sure.
Sure.
Bathroom? Privy?
That is just one of the bedrooms.
I do like a good bedroom.
Yeah, it is one of the bedrooms. There is a single bed. There's a wardrobe, chest of drawers, all those kind of things.
I am assuming this is going to be a kind of servant's bedroom, as in not the master. Or does
yeah,
it
this
look
is not the
really
master.
like nice and decked out? Like this is like a nice bedroom.
It's just one of it's a nice bedroom. It's not like the fanciest or anything. There are 5 people that live here.
Okay.
And this is just a bedroom. There is another walk-through bit.
Oh.
Like that there, for instance. That's another door.
Can I just do another perception to see if there's any more movement I can hear outside of Zafira below me? I'm just call me paranoid. 13?
No, everything's fairly quiet. Yeah, you can hear Severa going around a tiny bit downstairs, but other than that, she's there anyway.
Eating the
Yeah.
food that's left on the table.
Yeah. All right, I'm
grabbing
gonna
the
check the
bread when you
drawers. Chest of
Check the
drawers.
drawers. Yeah.
Any letters or anything of import?
Not here. You find personal letters because somebody is staying in this bedroom. You find personal letters to like a significant other.
Yeah.
But they're nothing that are matching up with like anything that you're trying to find.
Yeah. Gotcha. I'll go through the walkthrough.
Okay.
Saucy lewds.
This actually is another bedroom. It's just the way the house has been designed. There are 2 bedrooms, and it seems to be that somebody forgot to make the hallway extend further or something weird like that. It
Right.
might have well been a bathroom area at one stage. Like you can see that there's a pipe on.
It's quite common in
wall.
cottages to have a bedroom off a bedroom.
Yeah, true.
It's quite normal.
Just like walk through into another bedroom, if you're in this room, you'll see that there are more younger items, younger effects. You could probably gauge that the 2 that you saw outside, this is the younger one's room compared to the older one's room. So you probably get an impression that there's a link between these 2 people, between the one in the 20s and the one in the 30s. Like they could actually just be either brothers or some sort of family ties there.
Okay. And again,
Okay.
I'll just check the chest drawers.
Similar sort of thing. There's lots of clothes.
Yeah.
There's 1 or 2 scribbles. This one actually seems to be writing some kind of a story.
Oh.
He's writing some kind of romantic novel that consists of the rough ideas consist of 2 people meeting on a lake as they bump into each other whilst they go ice skating, and then a romance blossoms from there. Blah 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 blah. Drama. There's a few loops and turns, and you probably gauge that this will make a good story one day. If he keeps at it.
I make some notes in my head.
All right.
Plagiarize.
I presume there's nothing. I guess this is like a brick wall, yeah, or like a wall.
Yes. So, for instance, wall.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll come out. I'll come back down here, and then we'll jump back to Zafira.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm going into this next room on the left.
Left. This is your front room.
Okay.
This is where you have the fireplace. There's lots of, chairs to sit in, things like that. Fireplace would be against this wall here, like that. Nice little armchairs as we spawned them on the map. Probably just a general like surrounding kind of thing. There's probably a bookcase over here, one of those like side kind of things like that with a bit of mead in a cabinet, things like that.
Nothing sus. I mean, I'll do an investigation check if that's.
Yeah, you can do.
all
You don't
Yeah.
really see anything sus.
7.
To be honest. 7. Yeah, nothing out of the
It's the
ordinary.
front room.
There
She'll
are
spend a couple minutes here as
there
well.
are 5 chairs for 5 people. Wow, where are we? 5, 6 chairs.
We've only seen 3 people.
Yeah.
Da, da, da.
Do you move to any other rooms?
Yeah, I mean, she'll check out the back as well.
Okay.
She in like a couple minutes she'll like spend a couple minutes in the front room and then she'll probably move on. But you can let Amelia go and check them out.
Which one do you choose now?
Knowing that these are the smaller bedrooms, I would probably think, well, the master's probably going to be on the side away from all of the servants and that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I'll go for the one on the right.
Is further away. You judge by the spacings of the door that then there's a bigger room. Come on, you. Yeah, there we go. Revealing the areas of blank rooms. This is indeed the master bedroom.
Okay, cool.
You can see a fairly sizable bed, fairly sizable furnishings. There's a portrait on the wall of a portrait of SHANDAR FROTH himself.
Of course.
He has more the garb on from when he was more active shield dwarf. So more of a mountain, more of a cave scape underneath. But you get the impression that this painting was taken when he was living underground, probably with his fellow dwarfs.
Okay.
It's done very nicely. There is a bit of a fireplace here as well, a small one. Lots of drawers, lots of chests, things like that. There is a big chest at the foot of the bed as well. It's like one of those like rounded trunk kind of things.
Of course there is. Okay, let's play
trunk.
safe to begin with. And let's go have a look at the drawers. Chest of drawers.
They'd blow up.
Yeah, that's the booby trap, not the chest.
Yeah.
That'd be
look
hilarious.
at
Give me an investigation check for just the general. This is your time spent in the room.
Yeah.
Like the one time you don't search for traps and you're like, oh no.
Oh no, I will on the chest, but I'm not
Yeah.
looking at the chest.
Kaboom.
But that'll be
Fire.
sort of
Okay, cool.
What's it called? This.
You get teleported
Signal
somewhere
thing.
else in the world.
yeah.
Beads of fire or beads of exploding, whatever they were. So
Yeah.
you look around. I'll explain to you what happens. You look in the drawers. Go through the drawers. Nothing here. Underwear. I suppose. And then you look behind the painting. Nothing's there. You look in the cabinet. Nothing's
I was
there.
convinced there was something on that painting.
You then start to move. Okay,
Piggy
so
bank.
on the perimeter, let's focus on the chest and the bed. You look around the chest. You look behind the chest, in between the bed and the chest. Nothing out of the ordinary there. But as you stand back up and look over towards the bed, you can just see a tiny little piece of paper poking out in between the mattress and the frame. At the top end of the bed.
What a beauty. Instantly go for that bad boy.
Okay. So you pull this out, and it's a piece of paper that's folded up.
Yeah.
And you unravel it. And unfortunately, I don't have the thing because I ran out of time for writing a letter, as it were. But this letter details that. I need to get the correct names. Where is it?
Is this the
Barbara.
gold? Is this the gold, Phil? Is this the jackpot?
Is
Okay,
Shandar Froth fucking Olivia's?
Oh my god, yeah.
So, there is. First of all, you notice that this letter is from a person called Nev. Ugh. I'm going to copy and paste this, and you can just say it. There you go.
That is Nerth Maxildanar.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Nerth Maxildanar.
So that name is mentioned. It goes on to say that you will become town speaker, or
Ooh.
your life will be forfeit and you will be thrown back. Okay. There is help if you need it. Come to me at once if you need it. But you need to be placed here or else. Okay.
Does it say where?
It gives a location of like you need to become town speaker, or else.
You know, in terms of where he said there is help if you need it, does it detail that in terms of where you need to go or who you need to speak to or keywords?
Because you rolled such high, it would say, "Come back to."
Brindshander in it. Clear.
Hold on, let me. Come back to Targos.
Ooh.
Come back to Targos. Yeah.
For help.
Yep.
Does it to have any signature, like a sign off, like?
It doesn't have signature. It just has that name at the bottom.
What name?
Never.
Oh, sorry. Right. Wait, who is he again?
Who is he?
Yes.
You don't know who he is just yet.
In terms of what was sorry, was that who it was from?
Yes.
So the letter is from Nerth Maxildar.
Yep.
And he said that he can come back to Targos for help from. Okay, yeah. I think I understand.
Yeah. If you need help, come back to Targos. Come back to me. He's saying, but you need to be placed in. You need to win this election. Be placed in Goodmead. If you do not, your life will be forfeit, and you will be thrown back.
Sorry, thrown back?
Yep. You just get thrown back.
To the pit.
You'll be forfeit and thrown back. I'll put a question mark on that because that's a weird one. Okay, so what I am going to do is, can I attempt to replicate this letter?
You want to try and do like a forgery kind of thing?
Yes. I would like to attempt to do a forgery.
Okay.
Well, do you need to forge it, or are you just trying to copy it down so you have it?
I'm just going to forge it and see how close it was. If I failed, I'll take the shit one. If I succeed, then happy days. Take the real one. So I will attempt to forge it and see how well or not well we roll.
Once a rogue, always a rogue.
It's what I do. It's like the one good thing it's what I'm here for. Just a gal.
The gal.
Just the guy.
Well, gal in this case. Yeah, what do I need to roll? Dex, I presume, or sleight of hand, or no, probably not sleight of hand. Probably.
Probably forgery would have its own tools as well. I would. It could be either Dex or sleight of hand.
Guess you need like
It's
ink
probably more
and
of a
paper on you.
yeah. It's more of a sleight of hand sort of thing. I believe because it's the skill of your hand.
Yeah, I'll roll sleight of hand.
Okay.
14.
Yeah, I say you believe you've managed to pull this off. It looks pretty similar.
Okay. I'll
Because there isn't any fine signatures or anything. It's just straight letters, you know.
I'll play it safe. I'll take the forgery,
I see.
and I'll put it back in the bed exactly where I found it, to the best of my memory. Do I look? Do I screw this mission up and go for the chest because I'm greedy as fuck?
Big.
Follow your heart.
I will first off check for traps.
Sure.
Yes.
So you start. You look at the
Investigation,
lock.
is it?
Yeah, track for that
And
investigation. I suppose.
inside was a cube.
Yeah, Joe Cube like jumps up at you.
Not so great. 11.
You don't see any. You don't see any traps. You believe you can open it. The chest is locked, unfortunately.
I will attempt my thieves' tools one more time.
Sure.
Go for it.
Roll for initiative.
Oh,
25?
Yay!
okay. Yeah, you managed to get in the chest. You unlock the lock. The two catches on both sides like open up, and then you can push it open.
A face full of acid. Propels out of it.
Gelatinous juice jumps out.
Yeah.
Chest
Like,
bite.
fuck, how did it
You notice this really clean bit in the corner of the room.
The see-through, really clean bit. Yeah.
Gelatinous
Drops down
juice
from
again.
you to the ceiling.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Inside, you can see basically
God,
papers and
wow.
parchments, and there is clothes.
Just take all of it.
This says nothing of note, nothing of worth in this.
Do you look further?
Oh, rummage.
All right, have another
Oh,
investigation
juicy.
check then.
Have a cheeky goosey.
I mean, I'm here.
With his clothes on. Ooh, I'm a dwarf.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Okay,
19.
You've
Good
been
roll.
rolling really
Right.
well.
Since you've invaded this house, both of you have been rolling really high.
Okay.
Except
So-
for your intelligence check, everything's been over 10.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Okay,
But then
so
remember, a lot of this I get like +3s and 4s.
Yeah.
what you
Good.
realize as you start moving clothes around is you hit the bottom of the chest, right? And then you're like, hold on. You look at the floor next to the chest. And where
Vague.
your hand is stopping is not connecting with the floor, if that makes sense.
It's not the
Fake
bottom of
It's a
bottom.
phony. A great
So,
big
yeah, yeah.
phony.
So you take the clothes out
You wear the clothes.
into a pile. You put the parchments aside, and you realise, yes, it is a phony
Little
floor.
maid's dress.
Yeah.
Steal from him, I must become him.
Assume his personality. I'm like, get out of my house. Oh shit. Very good.
And you find two
Derailed.
joins
That's
where
it,
you can,
done.
like, you find two joins where you can like lift up this fake bottom, and inside there is a bag. There is a small bag which you can perceive as a coin pouch, and there is a
Sorry, trying to keep it together.
I can't. You set me off.
sorry, I'm literally just spoiling things for you.
Loudly.
Right, let's move
There,
those two.
there is a coin bag in there,
Yeah.
and there is a very small crossbow and a set of bolts.
Is it
Take it.
a good crossbow?
Yeah, it looks like it's very intricately made and designed to be hidden on your person, like up a sleeve or something.
Oh, an assassin's. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
And how much is in there, little gold purse? Just
Have a shake. You think there might be 10?
10 gold. That's it.
Like, and you start to realize that this is probably the stash of quick running, grab it, and make for the hills kind of, preparations, or a little bit to like help you out whilst you're here.
oh, fucking hell.
So, and there are 15 bolts, all in a neat little wrapped up bundle.
All right. I am.
For the purposes of the crossbow, it's just a single-handed handheld crossbow, the smallest you can get in the game for stats rise.
I'm going to. I don't know too much about crossbows. It's not my area of expertise. I think 10 gold is like, it's not a. Giving it away that we're here for the sake of 10 gold, probably not worth it. But what I will do is I'll leave it open. I'll kind of walk down and I'll say, Saphira. Come,
Well, I think in this time she's probably had time to canvass the last room here.
Yeah, sure. And in that instant, we switch to.
She was pretty quickly going to. There's nothing in these, but I'll
Does she see you wearing the clothes?
What are you doing in the maid's
Dwarf
costume?
shield maiden clothes. A dining room with bookshelves. Just like, I know at her OC she's probably going to find nothing in these downstairs rooms, but
yeah, there's nothing really here. It is exactly as it says.
Sure. She gets an 8, spends a couple minutes there, and then here's someone coming down the stairs, looks up, and there's Amelia wearing the dwarf's clothes.
That didn't actually happen, by the way, just for the record. Even though it's funny as fuck.
She's just completely naked.
Yeah.
The house is all alone.
Yeah, lounging around.
Down to pound.
I say,
it's way better when you have sex in a house you've broken into.
Are you talking from
danger
experience?
sex. Right.
Totally not.
I say to Saphira, I found something of note, but I wanted to, I want to get your take on something else I found as well.
I didn't see jack shit.
I saw a lot. I got got exactly what we came for, which I'll share with you later, and the rest of the gang.
Okay.
Oh.
But in the meantime, I found a chest, and then we have two options. We have a coin purse worth, I'm guessing around about the 10 gold mark, which isn't too bad. And also this crossbow, it's not really my area of expertise, but any good to you? Otherwise,
has she got the crossbow on her? Is she holding it?
No. I bring her back to the chest. I say we've got two options here. We take the crossbow, the bolts, and the coins, and completely give away that we were here. Or
Saphira is
we
just
leave it.
touching the crossbow tenderly. Like, for someone who really doesn't like civilization, she sure seems to like the things that civilization produces. And she's just tenderly looking at the crossbow. She's like, "No, I mustn't." But so pretty. But no. We have to put this back. No.
Stealth it
But thank
is.
you for showing this to me. This was something special.
You're welcome. Also, I found this and I handed the paper whilst I put everything back almost as to my best of my ability of how I found it.
Sure.
And I'll put the fake bottom in. Again, I'll leave the coins untouched.
Yep.
And actually, do I replace a couple of the gold with a couple of the silver? No, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to take it as exactly as it was and then put it back. I can't
Did you
relock a
check all of
chest,
these
can I?
rooms? I've nothing downstairs.
Oh, the chest should automatically lock when you shut the thing anyway, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, yeah, I say I didn't take the bedroom on the thing, but I don't think we need to. This is just servants and whoever else lives here. This is what we came for. We have what we need. I suggest we book it before anyone comes back and blows our cover.
Pretty fun though, right?
Yes, this is what I live for.
Did you take the clothes with
For the
you?
most part. No,
Well,
Feels kind of wrong, but
it's wrong, but it's right. We're doing it for a good cause.
all right, let's go. Okay. They're gonna leave. She's
Yeah.
not gonna
You're
push
gonna
them.
leave.
Like,
I put my boots
And
back on
meanwhile-
and lock the door.
yeah.
Yeah, you
All
do
that
it
good
as best
stuff.
of your abilities.
Did Dende
Uh,
see anyone while we were in there? See
It's
anyone?
not people passing by, but not like anybody approaching the house.
Okay. So we'll try and sneakily leave.
You manage to, you go. It's okay.
I think Dende is going to vanish back for the purposes of being inconspicuous. The dragon doesn't help, so he's going to vanish again.
Yeah. You spend those few moments to put the door lock back in place. You quickly take 10 steps and then you're just on the street and you turn and start casually walking as if you're just anybody else. Nothing
Hi,
here.
I'm a human.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm a human.
Over at the funeral, whilst you guys have been in the house, where is he? Yeah, you can see Grant Holmes are there. Night Stout is there. They're standing together.
Is he still staring at Quinn a little bit too long?
That's kind of where is it that morning? So
don't set me off
yeah,
again.
you probably got that from a different person. You just feel a bit like they're awares of everything.
Yeah.
Play that up how you see fit.
well.
And where is it? The towns. So the priest goes on to talk about the townspeople, Kendrick Real Sparrow, and what kind of a man he was, what he did for the town, what he was going to do for a town, how he heroically defended the town from the Furby, which obviously turned out to not be the Furby but the ogre. And they have a place for him in the at least they have a place for him in the temple where he can be laid to rest along with the other town speakers before him. You can also see that there are the 5 guardsmen that are laid out there as well, and this is all done. This is all done on the outskirts of town, but towards where the temple would be. This is the town's little graveyard, and it is one of those little sort of picketed fence graveyard kind of places. It's not big at all. But they essentially put in there, and there's five not tombstone, not stones, but 5 wooden. I'd say they're the wooden board. They're the wooden style of headstone, I guess.
Yeah.
And they all have carved into their names and this date to when they were born to when they died, all those dates. Obviously the town speaker has somewhere a bit better because he's higher up there on the food chain, higher up there on the chain. But the funeral goes uneventful. It all flows. Lots of talks happen. All the people that you know are there. Obviously, you can.
Yeah.
Funny enough, you can see the 5 lumberjacks are there standing all together, but there's no sign of the dwarf. The dwarf is the dwarf has not
Interesting.
turned up. He's just not here. And you look around for him, but he's not standing here. Surely he should be here, but he's not here. What's going on there? He should be here
Interesting.
paying his respects. And then the
Still
funeral.
disrespectful.
I would say the 5 guardsmen at least are, lowered into the ground, and everyone comes in and throws the bit of dirt on the makeshift coffins. If they even have coffins, I think it'll just be wrapped up and in the ground, to be honest. Dirt thrown
Yeah.
on the sheets,
Covered in fish. That's all they got to cover him up.
Oh,
Fish.
he loved his
I might
trout,
throw away
so
good
let's throw one
fish.
of those in there. Yeah.
Fucking swordfish.
You need the
You can
fish.
start to see like there are obviously the whichever significant others they had, whichever families they had, you can like, okay, this guy belonged to that person, and all those kind of connections start happening as everyone's standing around, and the funeral winds down, and then towards the middle of the day, people start to disperse from the small graveyard.
Yeah.
Um, Even the woodsmen, the log cutters, loggers, start to make their way back, all in their own little group, um, as if they're heading towards the Goodmead, the hall for a drink. People love to get refreshments out there, and that is probably where the town is gathering today to
Yeah. Makes
have
sense to me.
celebration of people's lives, have a drink, have the talk, and
Yeah,
probably
like the
discuss more.
like the wake.
Yeah, it's basically that.
Cool, yeah. It's of Vanessa, not Olivia. Keep wanting to say Olivia.
Olivia.
Olivessa.
Olivesta, yeah. She is around.
Keep wanting to say Olivia.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is
she was
around.
at the funeral and stuff. Yeah, I just want to make
Yeah.
sure she was there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
it's just
definitely
Froth
there.
that wasn't there. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of just quiet in the background.
Okay.
Kind of keep
When do
them
you
to
guys
myself.
want to turn up? Do you want to turn up when the proceedings are just finishing?
I
It would have
guess.
taken us that long in real time.
Hmm.
Like we probably would have been like gotten out while the funeral was still underway. So
I reckon
Yeah,
it would
sure.
we'd be there for no longer than 30 minutes to an hour. So wherever that takes us by the time we get back,
Yeah,
really.
I would've
Probably
said
in the
in
meat
and
hall,
out
I'd
in
imagine.
15,
It's
20
probably where
minutes.
I'd go next.
Yeah, up to you guys.
Just by
Well,
coincidence, I'd
Cassius.
probably end up back in the meat hall.
Probably took that long because he was trying on those.
Cassius, do you walk back with me?
Yeah, I mean, if I've spent the entire time trying to oversee what's going on, and I don't see anything untoward, I probably would have come down once the main section is over, and come down. I guess I would have probably noticed as well that Thingy wasn't there, Shanda. So I guess
Makes sense to me.
yeah, I'll probably walk in with Quinn, and that'll probably be something that comes up. So I guess yeah, walking back with Quinn, I'd probably just turn to Quinn and say, "Did you notice that there was a certain someone not attending the funeral today?"
Say, yes, that struck me as odd as well.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna hopefully talk to some people at the wake. It seemed improper to speak of such matters during the service.
Hopefully our colleagues have dug up some information, or have.
Well, hopefully he's not there.
It's true. Actually, we might have to go.
That's the first thought that went through my head. Is that he stayed back to protect something.
It's alright, we knocked him out. It's fine.
Too late now to help them without drawing attention to ourselves.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see if they are around. If
And
not,
just like that, we walk through the door. In perfect fashion.
looking pretty beat up. And Cassius looks at you like, "Why are you wearing those maid clothes?"
Hmm.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if we find you back at the inn or whatever,
I'm just going on with the group, how
Yeah.
long it takes us to go back from the funeral.
yeah,
They're either there before us or not.
yeah.
Oh,
Makes
you
no
would have
real
definitely beaten us
difference.
to it, I reckon. By the time we walked back.
I would probably if you guys come.
Actually, I guess with the town map, it is just kind of opposite, isn't it? The mead
Yeah.
hall, like the temple.
Yeah, it's all very close together.
Yeah.
Like I say, the graveyard bit would have been like out that way, sort of
Oh
thing.
yeah. But
probably
Like
say
down
to
by river.
both of them when they get back, it's like, I have a small tidbit of information. Hopefully you're
I assume
paid
you're
to-
waiting.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna say it to them now. I'm just saying I've got something to tell them. Just be
Alright.
like, yeah, I've got.
Especially in the middle of the wake.
And Hopefully, you've also bore fruitful from your little escapades.
Zephyr
I
has run
just
back
nod.
to take a shit on the bed sheets. No. Sorry, that's why I'm cracking up, just trying to hold it in.
Would be
That
very
is
funny.
what we should have done.
You've come back in the maid clothes. I see. Yeah.
We could have caused
Yeah, I just
absolute chaos. We could have put all the forks and the spoon
Just
thing,
rearrange.
all the spoons in the
yeah.
knife thing, and all the knives and all the forks
Yeah.
places.
Could
And
we
put
do
them
rearrange
in front of
the
them.
genuinely as they head back, just thinking like that was more fun. She's never done that before. It's kind of like more fun than she thought, and she wanted to do more, and she's just going over in her head.
The first thing she wants to do is shit on a bed.
No, I was thinking worse than that, but that's the tamified version.
Depending on what that
Oh.
note contains, it's quite possible we could have. But no, I think he's news and unfortunate. But yeah, I'll probably like nod to them and say like,
Yeah, we can slip out. Go to my.
Are you okay?
And discuss it.
You can go to one of the bedrooms upstairs.
Yeah,
We
you
will
can make
discuss
your way
it
up
in the
there.
mead
Close
hall
the
with
door.
the loggers
No,
around. Seems like a bad
definitely
plan.
not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
But we don't all go off at the same time because that would probably arouse suspicion.
They already know we're together as a group.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah, I guess.
It's not like they don't know we're a group.
Cass is like, you want to show me your bed sheets? Oh, wonderful, let's go. Trying to be inconspicuous as fuck.
You know, Cassis is basically Crichton.
Oh, it seems to have sucked up a penny. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we go upstairs
You
and
go upstairs. It's easy.
have a conversation. Yeah.
Shut the door
Gwen
behind you.
looks relieved.
Yes, I think we may have come up with more than just a tidbit. And I say, Zafira, if you'd be so kind.
Found a chest, and in there he's got like shield maiden clothes, and he's into some fun stuff. It looks like. Looks
The
back at
letter.
Amelia. Oh, we found a letter. I mean, I didn't have time to read the letter.
Seems like you're trying to
allow
write
me.
a letter.
And I take the letter. I say, allow
Barney?
me. I put my hand out, presumably.
Yeah.
Zafira hands the letter. I read the letter.
What is this?
Quietly. And so it seems our friend Shandar has been coerced into taking this role, and his life is in danger. Quite possibly the life of someone he cares about.
He didn't want to be the maid. Someone made him put the clothes on.
Yes.
Cassis is not looking at Severa being like, that look on his face like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, he's like really confused. He's like, what?
It also seems our quarry is one Neath Maxildanar, who hails from Targos. He has said that if he's in danger of not being able to complete his mission, he can come back to Targos for help. So I think the only way to play this... Well, Quinn, this is your town. But I feel we have two options. One is to outright oppose him and ensure he does not win. And in that regard, he would probably die. However, I don't feel his fate should be so. Perhaps another alternative method would be for us to pull him to one side, tell him what we know, give him the letter, and say, we can help. Maybe we could let him win for the sake of his life in exchange for us taking care of this Neath. And perhaps once the deed is done, either he will relinquish control of the town, or perhaps he will be amenable to taking direction from one Quinn Fairkettle and would rule in your stead. After all, you'd be doing him a massive favor, and he'd owe us his life, would he not? Food for thought. I will. It's your town, Gwyn.
I'm not against him becoming the speaker if his intentions are good, or if he wants to actually do good for Goodmead, but we have no idea. We know his life or the life of his friends or family are on the line, but we don't know if he chose this willingly or if he's chose this out of
Put it this way.
bad
It says
intentions.
your life will be forfeit and thrown back. This suggests to me that he did not choose this, but was rather forced into this.
True. Or it might be that he's going to be kicked out of. But we don't really know
back,
enough.
So he was pulled out of a place he probably didn't want to be. And then forced to do this as part of whatever bargain he struck, be it a bargain or some other method. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, the guy wasn't exactly polite. I mean, if you want him dead, all we need to do is stop him from taking control of this town, and I don't think that would be too difficult to do.
We're still missing so many pieces of the puzzle.
I don't wish
Which is
for
why
him
I think we should confront him. I think we need to confront him, tell him what we know, and see how he reacts. Depending on his reaction would depend on his life or death, I guess.
No, I don't wish for him to be killed if he hasn't deserved it. As far as I can see, he's committed no crime. He's not murdered or theft or anything else that would be an offence. As far as I'm aware, he's just being forced to run for speaker.
Correct.
Is he downstairs? Did you see him at the funeral?
No, he was missing. He wasn't at the service or anything. He's not here. Some of his logger friends were here. There's 5 of them, but he is absent.
He was not at the house either.
He's not at the house. He was at the funeral.
He did in the message say that he was to come back to Targos for help if he felt he needed it. So we saw the footsteps last night leading to.
Did say he was planning something for the election day. He's planning to tell everyone his plan on the day of the election, which would be tomorrow. He might
I think we need to find him,
confront him, and try to get the rest of the information out of him. I know this is perhaps not to all of our tastes, and she looks at Cassius, but I feel as though catching him out in the wilderness as he travels, getting him in a position where we can have the advantage.
I'd rather preempt any more suffering to this town than let it unfold. Might be worth talking to him before the election.
If we can find him, yes.
Cassius definitely going to speak up at this point, because he's going to probably look at Zephyr and be like, honestly, I'm more impressed that you guys are actually taking on board how I think for once. You're actually having a discussion and realizing we don't have all the pieces. I am more than happy to find him and confront him before, but I will say I think maybe one of us or somebody should have a talk with Olivius, because Oliveris, or whatever her name is, because there's a good chance her life might be in danger.
I am not sure her life's in danger, but someone needs to
I should have followed my instinct. When we saw him yesterday, I had a chance to lay a mark on him so that we could have tracked him, but now he could be anywhere.
Look, the problem is we have confronted him once. If our suspicions are correct, and now what you're telling us is from this note, if he has gone back or has sent for help from Targos, there is a good chance things might get quite forceful tomorrow, which none of us want. And if he's now been put up to it, then he is surely going to commit crimes to this town to be put in place of power.
Might be worth. Maybe not yet. I think it might be worth informing the militia about this, or at least maybe the person in charge. But
I mean, if you were thinking to use the information against him, then you would be losing your control. I don't
That's
know. None of
true.
this is.
I think
my
we need to
ballpark.
find him before we do anything, because depending on how we interact with him is going to change how we deal with this problem.
Yes.
I agree. The more
Finding
information
him is
we
the
have, the
top
better.
priority. Perhaps we
Hmm.
should ask the militia to keep an eye out for him.
Hmm,
In fact,
I
we
can
could
do
even
that.
ask certain terms like,
Maybe-
the lumberjacks are downstairs. Perhaps we can speak to them. Maybe they know of his whereabouts.
True. We could try.
I will
ask
start
him.
with them. Who are your friends? What was his name? Jamie, Jem, Jace.
Janner,
Let's
Who's Jace?
let's start with Jace.
Jace.
the young kid.
For some reason I think we're talking about the militia then. Okay, yeah.
Sounds
like-
will be like,
It's like
go speak to the
Arthur?
militia.
Isn't that the name of the guy? Yeah, okay.
I'll go and speak
Is
to the
Jace
militia
a
now.
human?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were both humans you
Mm.
saw outside.
So I'd say to Cassius, if he's going to go and talk to the militia, say, maybe be vague about the threats that you know of. Don't mention FROTH by name. We don't want to scare him away before we have a chance.
Well, do you want me to ask them to keep an eye out for him, or just ask them to be alert that we are concerned that there may be some unsavory?
I'd make him alert.
Just say
to
we're looking
maybe...
for a night, looking out for him. I wouldn't
Okay.
make them on edge.
Yeah. I'll ask a couple of people that he was missing from the funeral. Maybe ask around if anyone's seen him lately. Maybe just pretend we're anxious for his safety.
This is a sound plan that I can get on board with. And that he gets up and he's like, "Good talk," and he leaves and goes off to find the militia.
I go
Alright.
try and find Jace.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go and find Jace.
You don't really, unless anything happens. You don't
Any
need
of
to
the
roleplay
loggers.
stuff.
Yeah, any of the loggers that are
Well,
still
Jace
in
was
the
good. Jace
middle.
was good. He was good.
Yeah.
Zephyria's going to stay in the bedroom for just a moment, look at Quinn's bed, and then follow the rest of them.
Takes the pillows.
You're sleeping in my bedroom with me. Just mute him onto the floor where
What
your
if we- what if we-
bedrolls
what
are.
if
You
we
don't
turn
see this.
Zephyria
You don't
into-
see this.
Okay. So,
Zephyria respects as a rogue.
Got a taste
wait,
now, yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Multi-class rogue ranger's not terrible.
No, it's not.
so you each go off to do your tasks. You each go off to ask. We can go through this or sum it up.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
You want to go for it?
I guess
Sorry, Ina.
most of us are together, aren't we?
I'll be with Quinn.
Zephyria
Quinn
with
can do
us?
the questioning.
Who do you want?
Zephyria's like hanging back. It's kind of just
Yeah.
watching.
There's only Cassius that's gone to do something else.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Yeah.
all trying to find
I'm
the
probably gonna go find Arthur or Daisy.
little boy.
To be honest,
Okay. Well, start with one of them.
I mean, Arthur is a bit of a. I don't want to say, but you know, I'd speak to Daisy. I think she's a bit more trustworthy.
is it because he's a man? Is that what you're trying to get at?
No, he's always just like, you know. I just don't like
you
him.
Go and talk to.
You guys, you can get my
Yeah.
stuff's less important. So.
Well, we just for one thing, is he here in the Meadhall? Are any of the loggers still here?
I believe they are. Yeah, half of them.
Cool. And is Jace? What's his name again?
Yeah,
Jace.
Jace.
It was
Jace is
Jace,
the
cool.
youngest. Jace
Is
is
he
the
there?
youngest one. Yeah, he's sitting at a table with
Whisper in his ear, "I saw your stuff."
With the other one that you've seen as well.
That was a lovely poem.
If he was a dwarf, I would have rolled to seduce, but I'm leaving that to Amelia.
No,
Sorry?
I'll go and.
If Jace
Yeah.
was a dwarf, I would have considered rolling to seduce. But
Oh,
you're not gonna get that
I guess
from Zephyria. Not
No.
you
today.
didn't read the poem.
I get some mead out.
Sure.
Get some like tankers. And just like mate to go to their table and just
What's up, lads?
yeah, I guess just strike up a conversation and be like, "Oh, hello. I saw you guys yesterday. Glad you've came to pay your respect to the previous speaker."
They're like the oldest one talks up this time, and goes, "Right, yes, of course. Why wouldn't we? We've lived here for quite a while now,
Well, it's
so it's
just
only fitting."
so I couldn't help but notice that Froth, oh Sir Froth, oh whatever, Froth hasn't been.
And a froth.
Wasn't that the service? I can't see him here. Is he away today?
Yes. He left. What was it, yesterday?
Oh, interesting. Is he still going to be here for the election tomorrow?
He should be. I think he just said he needed to run an errand.
Ah,
They left. He'll be back he'll be back soon.
that's good. Oh, just these are dangerous times at the moment. I just wanted to make sure he hadn't no ill fated befallen him.
The younger one, Jace, pokes up and says, Doesn't he go out once a month?" And he's saying that to the older one. And then he thinks for a second, he's like, "Oh yeah, he does go off
For the lads.
over to one of the cities once a month. I think on like business, something like that."
Oh yeah, important men have errands to run,
Yeah.
people to see. Oh, interesting. Well, I hope he returns swiftly.
He should be back soon.
Wonderful.
We know what he's like, you know. He's good.
Oh yeah,
Some good ideas for this town.
I do that like I hold up my glass and do like a toast,
Sure.
like
They
good
join in.
day,
Yeah.
and then I purposely clock eyes with someone else I know, be it like Night Stout or be it Grant or be it anyone else, and be like, "Oh, hi!" Like then I go to like leave.
Okay.
Strategic.
Yeah. Catch like
break off
Me and
that
Zafira are like acting as
conversation.
your bodyguards, pretty much.
Yeah, break off that conversation and like move over and just talk to them for a couple of minutes, and then like
Yeah.
to be like, "Yep, I wasn't just asking for questions, or just mingling with the people in the tavern."
Yeah,
Probably
sure.
tap Quinn like a couple of minutes later. Do the
Oh yeah,
nod, and then probably go to walk out the tavern.
yeah, sounds good to me.
Zafira follows like 20 seconds later.
And probably get a little bit outside the outskirts of town, again heading towards the house. But just, wait until we're a little bit away from civilization
Oh
before
yeah,
we
totally.
start conversing.
Commercial. What time of day would it be? Like afternoon, late afternoon.
Yeah, it's in between 12.
The funeral is in the morning. Yeah.
It's all black out here.
It's somewhere in between 12 and 3. It's that section
Yeah,
of
that
the day.
afternoon. Had a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
I guess everyone's still probably at the mead hall anyway. Most of the town's probably there.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's cool, yeah. So to get a bit where like the road is deserted, or like you can't see anyone within like earshot. As I turn to Amelia, go. Interesting.
I think we have a plan.
I have a bad feeling that he has more to do with this than we might realize.
He's clearly gone to Targos for help. I think this much is true. One thing I will say, the fact that he's gone on this errand, we know when he'll be back, and we know where he's going, and we know where he's headed. So I think the plan, if I'm not mistaken, is simply to wait in the woods for him to return and catch him on his lonesome. The only concern is who he has in his company. If anyone. I think waiting at the house could be an option, but I think the loggers actually live there, and so they'll probably be back before he is.
Depends what shape this help is as well. If
I
it is
think-
like men, or if it's
Mm.
money or power. Could it
We
be a
have no
wand?
way of
We
knowing.
don't know what shape this would take.
No, but we do know
Might-
that he is going to be traveling a very set path, which we scouted last night, myself and Saphira. We know he's heading back towards the house sometime between now and tomorrow. And we know that his path will lead him directly to the house. Well, at least I'm fairly confident of that. I think we wait in the woods and just wait for his arrival. And then when he is on his own, we seize the moment. Unless that form takes the form of an army, in which case we book it.
Yeah. So,
Although-
I knew how many sets of footsteps there were before, right? And it was just the one.
Yeah.
so to recap, he left yesterday just after our conversation.
Yep.
He left through the woods, and he has yet to return.
Correct.
So we know the path that he went on his own.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's pretty
I guess-
straightforward if we just stand in the forest where he's probably
Yeah,
expected to
like-
come back.
Yeah.
I think he's a
Say an
creature of
hour
habit.
out of town.
Yeah. I think we
Yeah.
can set up camp, just chill. I'll go and
guess
find.
before
If
we
everyone's on
lose-
board, I'll go find Cassius and.
Yeah. So before we lose the light, we should probably find a good ambush spot somewhere with plenty of cover.
I agree.
Somewhere we can see them before they can see us.
With a vantage
Get
point, I
started
like
on
it.
that now.
And then I go find Cassius. I know where he's gone, so it shouldn't be too hard to find him. And then.
Yeah.
Zafira's going to spend until they find her, like at least an hour looking for a good spot in the woods. She's going to like leave about an hour down the track and start looking around for good ambush spots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone back to the inn just to like grab my stuff. So I need to have like rations or like, the stuff I carry.
Yeah.
I kind of assumed Zafira had hers with her.
Yeah, I was at a funeral, so I didn't take my weapons,
Yeah.
Okay.
like shield and that. I go and pick that stuff up from the inn.
Yeah, I guess we'll converse in 20 minutes or so once I've found
Yeah.
Cassius. You've got your stuff. We reconvene somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm ready to go.
And then I guess we'll just head off. I'll just probably, when we go past the house, I'll probably just check he's definitely not there. That would be awkward.
You do not trick that he's there.
Then we'll just wait in ambush for the
You're waiting.
the
ambush.
forest
Okay,
where we know he travelled previously.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Whoa.
How do you wait deeply in the forest, or do you wait on the outskirts? In the first bit of the forest. So that
Probably.
you're still-
Well, if we leave like an hour out of town, have we gotten into the forest yet?
Well, yeah, you would have. The
so
forest is
we're
literally
basically
like
in
just
the
there.
in the forest.
Okay.
We are out in the wilderness where we have all the control.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think also
far enough
closer
away
to the
from
house
town.
side because we know that's the path he's going to take.
Yeah.
Whereas
I'm
when
following
you're going
track.
into like the deep forest, like it's quite easy for us to miss what like his path. He
Oh,
might
with
just
my
take
eyes,
a random
yeah.
path
Yeah.
or
The
something.
point is like you're not in earshot or eye seeing shot of the town. You've gone far.
Oh
enough in.
yeah.
Or scream.
Correct.
Okay.
They can't hear a scream. Blood curdling cry.
Jesus.
in the forest. You can't.
We're going to find this guy, and there are going to be 4 adventurers surrounding him.
Put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Axeman.
Okay. So you all
Pesticide.
dot yourself around in a ambush as best
Yeah,
as your
like
abilities.
hidden.
An hour goes by, then another hour, and you're starting to think, is he actually going to show up or not? And then you start to hear footsteps coming back. And then you hear more footsteps. Not just one, not just 2, but many. And they get closer and closer
At this point, can we see how many?
and closer.
Can we get a
You
gauge?
start to see coming out of the darkness, there is a dwarf with several sets are a set or so of human figures, and they are walking towards where you are hopefully going to spring the trap. And that is where we'll leave it for this week.
Nice. That was a
Oh,
good
that
sesh.
sense.
That was fun.
That was a whole session
Yeah.
of intrigue. Just
Yeah.
setting up.
That's a
There
good
we go,
setup.
All gonna
sesh.
go off.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. We should probably do outros as well, so
Yeah,
people know
yeah,
where
of
to find
course.
us outside of the great Worldshaper Games.
So, for me, I don't do any of the YouTube stuff. This is probably my first time on YouTube doing stuff, actually.
Hey.
So my name's Phil. I was your DM for tonight. But we'll go around. For you, Jack, go for it.
Yeah, so hello everyone. You can find me at youtube.com/Don Hayes. Also on Facebook and Twitter under the same handle. I also run a couple of other YouTube channels, namely youtube.com slash. It's not a slash yet because I haven't 100 subscribers, but it is Don Hayes Plays. So you can find me there. I do playthroughs and streams on the Don Hayes Plays channel, and the youtube.com/Don Hayes is movies and cinematics. So yeah, you can find me there. I'm often playing with these folk as well. Occasionally make guest appearances, specifically Killjoy at the Engineering Bay, occasionally Greg and Quinn as well. And that is me.
How about you, Greg?
My name is Greg. I run Egregious Games. I'm
Leave it at that. My name is Greg.
little game dev mostly. I also talk about games sometimes. That's about it. It's YouTube/Egregious Games, and thank you to Phil for the session.
Yes.
All right.
I second
Levi.
that.
That's the third time I've got that thing today.
It's dropped.
Yeah. Oh no, it landed on the computer. Yeah. Levi, aka Killjoy. And yes, if you want to check out a lot of the stuff that I do over at the youtube.com/Engineering Bay, or just search the Engineering Bay if you want to see retro content and other things like that. And yeah, that's primarily where I am. There's also Facebook, Engineering Bay, same with Twitter. If you want to go over and check those places out as well. And yeah, that's most things. And you should play Kirby because it's fucking great.
Oh, that cover game you always play.
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
Game of the year, Kirby.
You heard it here
And
first.
Dave, you join in every now and again.
I am David.
That's the gist of it, isn't it? Oh, okay, everybody.
Good session.
On that bombshell.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Join us
Next one's
next
gonna
time
be
to
good.
see how they deal with
You can
this
level up.
approaching threat. You'll level up soon, just not yet.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we'll
like
see
Maybe
how
we'll get a
we're
cheeky
doing.
level up after we kill these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I need the
to see what your
XP.
XP says.
Yeah.
I'm being coerced. I don't care.
But yes, we'll be here next week, same time, same place. So we will catch you next time.
Indeed, we will. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until the next time, peace.
Yep.
Tell me your challenge rating.